Really.
The one thing I love above all else is the one thing they shove up on the shelf. Some dreams will never die. Some never figure why they won't take our freedom away. They won't take our freedom. They won't take our freedom away.
Everyone, thanks for joining me. I am your host Konrad Rogoz. Welcome to This Week in Tyranny, episode 148.
Can't
It's
hear you
October
guys.
5th, 2025. I got a new setup here,
We
so I
aren't
just hit
talking.
record. We're gonna see what happens. All right, it's gonna be some trial and error, maybe, and it's different in many ways, more ways than one. I had a whole show ready with the topic and everything that is set up. I scrapped it the show this morning. I decided I'm not going to talk about it because I've been seeing all kinds of videos, especially from my city, Chicago, with people in military uniforms, all kinds of organizations, people with guns, and basically military uniforms, dealing with civilians in the street, just straight up dealing with people in general, violence going on. And so I'm going to talk about that. It's going to be something between one of my rants and it's going to be also a case for armed rebellion. I did a video called The Case for Armed Rebellion. Actually, check this out. I'm going to just go to my website real quick. You should be seeing me. Hopefully this all works. I guess that's how we're going to test it, right? So here's my website, truthandlaw.com. Here's my last episode and some of my presentations. There you go. This guy right here. Not just the king at the top. The nobility, back when I had my the peasants. Everybody see, has camera a little bit. This picture was crooked, so this is the way, but not bad. Didn't look bad.
What is called.
Put on a little bit of weight since then. That was good. So anyway, I'm gonna do something similar here, but not really all that similar because this is a freestyle episode, right? So I don't have planned what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna kind of review some of the material. As you can see, we're on Reddit over here. So I wanted to just go straight to Reddit, man, and go to the Illinois subreddit, right? So just things that are going on in my country. Of course, we're talking about the military being called in, the National Guard, and even before the National Guard gets called in, it's just general ICE immigration raids, things like that going on. So we're going to look at this and see what's going on out here, okay? Chicago, Illinois. Now, these are the cops. These are regular Chicago police. So before we even get into this, I'm going to switch it back to me, right? I'm producing my show live. So there's a big difference here right now between regular police, these people, these guys that are dealing with everyday crime and general fuckery going on in the streets, right? There's a difference between these guys now and the guys that come in with military uniforms, with assault rifles, with riot gear. They're ready to shoot rubber bullets. They got their faces covered, and they're just carrying out orders, right? We've talked for a long time about federalization of police and how it is a problem. We've talked about how no matter what government is in power, slowly and steadily, the nation goes towards militarization of police forces and towards totalitarian rule. Now we try to tell people, hey, this is what happened with the Nazis in Germany, but people don't listen, right? People don't listen to people like me. So I go and do 147 episodes, and people just keep. That's why I can't just do another show of just talking about regular stuff like as if we don't have military in the streets, because now we do. Now we do, especially in my city right here. So, I got people like really worried about their life, right? So this week in tyranny needs to now transition to be really boots on the ground over here, and this is the time to really be thinking about armed rebellion. I'm going to advocate for armed rebellion now. The spirit of the original Declaration of Independence. We need to take the original Declaration of Independence back, read it, and present it to the United States government. Okay, because the United States government is treasonous, it's seditious, all that stuff you want to use, but I don't even use that language. To me, it's very basic, simple, and plain. These motherfuckers are taking people in the streets, out of their homes. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they've done. I've heard all this shit. It's like, oh, they're only going after the criminals. I've heard a lot of this shit, right? And you don't know if that's true. And I think people are just trying to fucking cope. So people are just trying to just keep going with their lives, right? They just want to make sure that everything's going to be okay next week so they can go on with their lives and watch football or whatever the fuck you do. You want to go to the beach on the weekend, so you're going to try to say, don't overreact. Things aren't as bad as it seems on the news. Well, maybe it is that fucking bad when you have people with military gear dragging civilians and throwing them in the street, right? Because that's a little bit different now. By the way, before I really get rolling with that, this is not the kind of episode that you're going to show to somebody to try to like wake your family members up, right? Or try to convert people and say, oh, look, this guy's saying reasonable things. Maybe you should take a look at anarchism or natural law, right? This is not the video you're going to send them. But really, this is the video you should share. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not personally calling out anybody that's any of my family members or close friends, but it's going to sound like I'm attacking some of you because all I can do is just respond to who I'm talking to. I got to respond to what's going on around me. So don't take it personally, but that's how it is. So now to the people who are saying, don't overreact, they're trying to cause more conflict between the people and the police, the people and the military. They're just trying to get the people going against each other, divide and conquer, so don't overreact, Okay, obviously I get it, right? But this is the type of shit that happens when they militarize the police forces and they start going after the citizenry of the country. If you don't stop it right away when it's going on, then it goes further and further and further, and nobody's going to stand up for anybody, just like what happened with the Nazis taking over in Germany and then invading these countries like my country, Poland. So what I want people to think about is when at first the Nazi Party in Germany started to go after their political opponents. You don't think the people they went after at first, you don't think they were the ones who had a criminal record or had a history of doing something subversive? You don't think they had a good reason to go after these people? Of course they had people that nobody cared about at first. That's how tyranny works. They go after the people that nobody really cares about at first, okay? They're going to go after the people with a criminal record. Oh, guy with 3 kids got dragged out of his house and taken to El Salvador, but he did get a couple traffic tickets. I think he had a domestic violence call, so nobody's going to stand up for him, right? The water is muddy, and then nobody's a saint at the end of the day, so you can find something about anybody. But at the end of the day, these aren't. This isn't. Don't people understand that all this rhetoric about MS-13 in the streets and their trafficking? They're the ones doing all the human trafficking and MS-13 and all the gangs, and it's a war zone in Chicago. Well, some parts of Chicago can be a war zone, but it's obviously really like that. The violent crime in the streets is something that is an issue. It's been created to be an issue so that the government can do shit like this. Okay, the real, when they really take over, it's not going to be these guys. It's not going to be Chicago police. Why is my cursor not on the screen? You should be able to see it. I said, there you go. These guys, these guys are nothing. This is just like what happened in Germany when the Nazis came to power. They took over the general police unit at the time and replaced it with a more aggressive one. So these guys are getting maced. They're not getting maced. They're getting tear gas. They're feeling the effects of tear gas. Okay, because they were in between apparently these more federal, immigration forces, and some people. So obviously they got tear gas as well. Now, I'm not saying these are good people. I've always been anti-police in general, in principle. Okay, because at the end of the day, they're ticketing people, they're taking their money, and these people will take orders when the time comes. And they are the people that are shooting unarmed people in the streets here and there. But also, these cops deal with a lot of bullshit. I'm from the city, man. I know that a lot of the times police get called to somebody's house. Some of these people are really, they do think of their citizens not as enemies, the people that they're dealing with on an everyday basis. But I don't know, they're trying to do their best to keep the peace. As much as I hate to even say it like that, that's the truth. Now, the guys that are coming in, dressed in military gear with the fucking assault rifles, they're seeing them as the enemy, they're following orders. These are the people that are going to actually kill people in the streets, okay? We're going to see some of this treatment, what it looks like. So, before we do that, I just want to outline to all the people that are saying, hey, they're only going after the bad ones, or, yeah, that kind of a rhetoric. You should listen to Hitler's speeches, because they're on YouTube now. Hitler sounds way better than Donald Trump. It makes sense what he said. So these people that are carrying out these things, they're carrying out these orders, and they're going to take these people. In their minds, they have a justification. Adolf Hitler spoke way better. He said things that are like very reasonable, and that's what it looks like at first. But it's very simple what is going on. When you're dragging women in the street, when you're pointing guns at them, and you're just pulling them in the cars, you think that you have the right to do it because they broke some law. At the end of the day, you're taking innocent people who are not doing anything and kidnapping them. You're taking them away, okay? The real problem with the whole immigration thing about them taking the jobs and everything is just the damn government giving them, creating an uneven playing field. Now you think that Donald Trump is doing something to combat that? He's fucking not, because the affirmative action is still going on, right? That none of these policies have really changed. So everything that was anti-white is going to continue to happen. It's just that they're cutting down these people now, and they're going to be just they're going to be just as shitty of a position as you, if not worse than that, right? So you're just getting fucking played, because this regime's going to come and go. And the last one gave them all of this stuff that they were saying that it went to the migrants, and all of the cash payments, right? And they got all the luxury hotels and all this stuff. Yeah, the people throw away the citizens' money, the taxpayer money, to give it to people who can't even do anything productive with it. But the point is, they're taking your tax dollars, and now your tax dollars are paying for a military police force to go take these people away, and they're coming for you next. All of you people the whole time can't help but talk about fucking politics, including my family members. You think you're having a conversation with me, you're not. You're still talking about politics. You're not talking about morality. You're not talking about real action, because you're just trying to live your life. You're just trying to continue to do the things you're doing, when we now need to take a step forward against these people, okay? We need to do something that is actually presenting our case for why the people should not be paying taxes to this IRS that we've been lied to over and over again. Do I have to play Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th talking about the $2.3 trillion that are missing from the U.S. government, right, the day before 9/11? Things like that being lied to again and again, and then you've got young men and women being sent to die in these wars, and they go into the military, and they go to Iraq, they go to Afghanistan, they went to Vietnam, to Korea. For what? These were all lies. And now, when the people have their money taken away, where you have to pay $100 to get some toilet paper and some olive oil at Costco, is it not time to like straight up go and present our case and actually go at them and say no to this government? And I'm talking about armed rebellion against a government that has betrayed its principles. This is no longer our government. This is just like fucking King George. Now, we don't have right now like a ready-to-go revolutionary force. We don't have an army. We don't have any kind of an organization, actually. Actually, the freedom movement, like even the natural law community that I'm talking to right now, you guys still are the ones that are saying, we gotta take it easy. Don't respond to all this stuff in the streets. Obviously, it's wrong. We need to keep talking about natural law and about principles, right? So nobody here is actually thinking about an actual forward motion action against them, and that's okay. We need to set that up. We haven't developed that yet. So all I'm going to do online is I'm just going to make the moral case for it. Now, the actual physical, like the methods, the physical things that right now I'm prepared to do when I'm seeing troops in the streets, that's something that I'm going to discuss separately. Okay, I'm not going to discuss that on YouTube, obviously. But that's the kind of stuff that I'm ready to do. Because here's the thing, man. For me, when I'm seeing this stuff happen, people are saying, aren't you scared? Like, oh my God, like, so what? You're just going to go and resist them and get killed? Like, what about your life? I have been waiting for this my whole life. When I see that they're calling in the National Guard and they got they're really doing roundups and rounding up people in the streets, I'm like, finally, this is happening. Because if you were paying attention, you always knew this was going to happen. You knew that the tyranny was going way out of control. Way out of control with everything, not only economically, with the censorship that was online, that was everywhere during the pandemic, with the way they got you to put on masks and kept you from getting together, kept you from public gatherings. It was time back then. Then it kind of died down for a little bit. Hey, I'm the one who said this government. I said it when there was no chance that Donald Trump was ever going to get anywhere near the presidency again during the time where Joe Biden was president. I'm the one who was saying, hey, look out for this. There's going to be a counterattack right now. And this guy, with all of the demonization in the media, is going to get public support. He's going to look like the guy that's got the whole world against him, and he may take power, and look out, because there may be a whole right-wing authoritarianism when everybody was saying the left-wing authoritarianism. I'm the guy that said that, like 6 months before the election. I'm saying this guy's going to win. This is the way I see it. Why? Because I saw parallels with Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. When they were calling him a Nazi back in 2016, it was a joke. I laughed at that. It was a joke. But now it actually makes sense. It actually makes sense, and it's just a cheap version. That's the other thing. Like, seriously, listen to Adolf. He made a lot of sense. No wonder the people, those fucking idiots, went and put on those uniforms and did those things that they did. It made sense emotionally or rhetorically. It made sense that they would go do this. People should know better. They have the access to information, but they don't. They don't, and they're amazed that I am ready to die for this shit when I've been waiting my whole life, man. It's 2 days since October 3rd, the last day of the Warsaw Uprising. Speaking of this, I'm gonna look it up real quick, because think about how many Polish people are in Chicago, right? Oh, you don't see this right now because I'm typing something in. So, population. I want to see the population of Poland, right? How many Polish people are there? Can't seem to find it. Well, it's gonna be a couple million, right? Over 38 million people. Okay. Now, how many Polish people are in the United States? This is the real-time research. 9, so it's 3% of the entire population. So a good percentage. So what about the population of Warsaw. Because the point that I'm trying to make is, if you think about like the Warsaw Uprising, which was Warsaw's population is estimated at 1,800,000. So there are more people in the United States than than there's in the capital of the actual country, Poland. My point is, now, how, like, this is, why aren't we fighting over here? And this is the thing. People are saying you're going to resist this whole government, you're going to get yourself killed. It's not going to do anything. The Warsaw Uprising did something, because in the 1944 it happened, and in 1945 the war's over. Then we have to deal with fucking 40 years of communism, because people didn't get it. The world didn't get it. All right, that's the thing. The tyranny just continued under wraps. Anyway, let's go into these videos, man, because I'm gonna lose my shit thinking about this stuff, for real. Hope everybody's having a good time. Illinois subreddit. Let's see. Yes, these are these guys. JB Pritzker just tweeted something very unlawful and un-American. Yeah, sure. Now, JB Pritzker is a fucking piece of shit as well, right? This guy's a fucking clown. So, you know, you got, again, it is a two-party divide as well. But while it was tyranny with everything that the United Nations is doing with their Agenda 21 stuff, that's tyranny, right? The tyranny with further and further going into censorship and drowning out anything that's anti-mainstream science and mainstream medicine, right? All the stuff about the vax. But now, it's just more blatant. So people should have been already rebelling then, before this administration. I was saying that, nobody's listening. But there's a thing about making a move that's so brazen and in your face, where you're going to cause some shit to happen. You're going to, as they say, FAFO, right? Fuck around and find out. That's all I'm saying. So I think this is a video with the woman that got shot. So right, so she was shot in her car. Like, that's the thing. They pull over your car, and then they do things like this, right? This isn't regular police. You don't see this. See, I'm getting it. I'm not quite a producer yet, right?
I want to speak to this directly, because what Konrad's saying reflects a real pain, a real sense of betrayal, and a real anger that many people in our movement feel right now. We've watched militarized police in our neighborhoods and federalization of local authority, and an entire generation numb to tyranny as long as it comes wrapped in their favorite flag. Konrad's outrage at that is justified, but his conclusion is not. He says the time has come for armed rebellion. He talks about shooting squads, making examples of, and causing fear in the hearts of soldiers. That's not natural law. That's emotional law. That's vengeance, utilitarianism, not virtue. Under natural law, morality is objective, not subjective, not situational. If it's wrong for government agents to kidnap, cage, and kill innocent people, then it's just as wrong when the resistance does it. Two wrongs don't cancel each other out. They multiply and metastasize. Violence might feel righteous for a moment, but it always sows the seeds of the next tyranny. Konrad says he's been waiting for this whole moment his whole life. Brother, if your life's purpose is to see blood spill, you've already lost sight of freedom. Freedom isn't the right to kill your oppressor. It's the moral strength to live without becoming one. He talks about Poland, the Warsaw Uprising, the Nazis, and other World War II propaganda stories, as if every confrontation with evil demands bullets. But the lessons of history isn't that every tyranny fell to armed revolt. The greater revolutions, the ones that lasted, were built on conscience, discipline, and refusal to cooperate with evil. Gandhi didn't outgun the empire. Martin Luther King didn't outshoot the National Guard. They outmoralized them. Y'all aren't even ready for freedom if this is how you're looking at things. We would end up with an authoritarian dictatorship in no time with this way of thinking. Likely missing our only chance in our lifetime to make a real difference. Natural law teaches proportionality. Deadly force is justified only in direct self-defense against imminent lethal harm. Someone enforcing an arrest, even a wrongful one, isn't an executioner. Shooting them doesn't restore balance. It destroys it. The moment we start shooting people for arresting people, we've stepped outside of natural law and into the jungle of moral relativism, the same moral relativism we claim to hate. There will still be rules in anarchist communities, and when the borders of those communities are violated, there will be enforcement. This is a major misconception I see with self-proclaimed anarchists. Anarchism doesn't mean I get to go anywhere I want. And when there's rhetoric like, finally, it's happening, Konrad says, I'm ready to die, I'm ready to kill. That's not courage, bro. That's desperation dressed as purpose. True courage isn't in dying for a cause, it's in living for one when it's harder. It's when the daily grind of self-mastery, organization, education, and building communities that don't need rulers and guns to stay free. That only saying that we need blood to sow the seeds of freedom is bullshit. I understand the frustration with endless talk, endless podcasts, endless music festivals, and endless analysis while the world seems to burn. But you don't solve apathy by glorifying chaos. You solve it with hard work and discipline, creating food networks, local defense networks that de-escalate instead of escalate, by using cameras, not rifles, training medics, not militias, by building the alternatives that make the current system irrelevant, and by showing our friends who aren't supposed to be here safer ways of making money using the principles of agorism. That's rebellion in line with natural law. If we start matching violence and violence, we legitimize the state's favorite lie that humanity can't govern itself without force, that anarchists are violent, that liberty needs a leash. Konrad says the battery is at zero with humanity. Maybe it is, but you don't recharge the battery with bullets, bro. You recharge it with integrity and with helping people become ungovernable. People who can face tyranny without immediately becoming a tyrant themselves. That's what this is all about. He says the liberals asleep and the gun owners that have become authoritarians. We're back on this two-party shit again, huh? Whether that's true or not, the answer isn't to create a third faction of radicals who glorify violence. It's to build a movement of people who so rooted in truth and compassion that the violence can't even find a foothold among us. Veganism, natural law, objective morality, they all point towards the same principles. Life is sacred. If your strategy to restore freedom requires you to violate that principle, then your strategy is bullshit. No matter how poetic your anger sounds, rebellion doesn't need to be armed, it needs to be awakened. You want to scare tyrants? Build communities that don't obey them. Feed people they can't starve, educate minds they can't program, trade through systems they can't tax or censor, and live by principles they can't corrupt. That's how you end tyranny, not by mirroring its violence, but by starving its source, because every empire feeds on fear. And when you stand in love, in truth, and moral discipline, fear has no fuel. So to Konrad and anyone else calling for war, I hear your frustration, but the war already started, and it's spiritual. The battlefield isn't Chicago's streets, it's the human conscience. So choose your battles wisely. Oh, why is Mark, the guy who once told the world that New Age is the poison of the modern world, now making buddies with Satanists like Archaics and Sam Tripoli? Why is the same man who warned us about spiritual pacification now shoulder to shoulder with the very people selling it by the gallon?
That's a good question.
I'm not here to hate, but if we don't talk about this honestly, then natural law just becomes another brand name, another hollow sermon in the digital church of self-delusion. This so-called truth community has turned into a cesspool of New Age narcissism dressed up as spirituality. It's not about truth anymore. It's about selling tickets, pushing supplements, and making sure everyone gets along. They've twisted don't judge into never hold anyone accountable. They've twisted freedom into do ever what makes you feel good. And they've twisted natural law into just don't be mean. But truth isn't comfortable. It's corrective. It burns away the bullshit. And Mark used to stand for that burn. He taught that love and truth are inseparable, that compassion without boundaries becomes consent to evil. When VGT requested an interview with Mark, he responded publicly by saying, "I'm not doing interviews with anyone anymore." So why is he now playing touch butt with men who promote simulation theory instead of moral responsibility? Why isn't he pressing these fools on any of these subjects? All we get is the same boring ass, repetitious Mark Passio interview over and over, leaving everyone in the cul-de-sac before the gold mine because he's angry at the world for his own shortcomings. Why is he validating platforms that teach determinism over discernment? That's everything. That everything's scripted, so nothing matters. That's not consciousness. That's Satanism on display. What happened to petty tyranny, Mark? What happened to forced shadow work? This movement's turned into a new age nonviolent communication shit show. The real poison isn't violence, it's the denial of consequence. And this whole community has OD'd on it. Nonviolent communication promotes non-confrontation. Shadow work turned into spiritual gossip, and unity turned into unquestioning silence. We need to reclaim the original essence of the great work, not manifesting abundance, but manifesting integrity, not raising vibration, but raising accountability, because there's nothing high vibration about letting lies live unchallenged. There's nothing peaceful about avoiding confrontation when souls are being seduced back into servitude. Jerry says, no infighting in my groups. She needs her simp army focused on her agenda, not fixing the shortcomings of our movement. So if Mark wants to sit at those tables, that's fine, but we'll be the ones flipping them over like Christ in the temple, because the Real Truth community isn't built on podcasts, readings, or merch. It's built on moral consistency in your daily life. And until that returns, this movement will stay what it's become, a spiritualized cesspool that fears conflict more than it fears evil. But we don't fear either, because confrontation is compassion when it's grounded in truth. And that's the vibration we're bringing back. You ever notice how so-called truth community starts out the same? Everyone's smiling, everyone's saying we're all one, calling each other family, everyone pretending we're all on the same page. That's not unity, that's fear, that's false community. That's what M. Scott Peck called the stage before truth. In a false community, everyone plays nice because they're terrified of conflict. They think peace means no disagreement. They think compassion means don't rock the boat. So they sweep the truth under the rug and they call that love. They avoid hard conversations like the plague because the truth, because with truth, their comfort dies. And that's the thing. Real community only begins when the illusion of comfort ends. Peck said it beautifully. The first stage of community is an illusion. It's when everyone pretends there's no difference between right or wrong, between moral and immoral, between truth and lie. But that kind of unity, it's fragile. One truth bomb and the whole room cracks. Remember what happened with me and Europa Natural Law? And I see it all the time. Every time a vegan walks into a new Sound Path music event and is like, hey, why are we holding this event at a carnist establishment? You can feel the tension shift. Suddenly that peaceful vibe turns cold because now there's a mirror in the room. Now people have to look at how little they're actually doing and at the violence they normalize. Now we're not in false community anymore. They're stepping into chaos. The next stage Peck talked about. And yes, chaos hurts. But it's honest. It's the moment the masks fall off and everyone's forced to choose. Do I stand for truth or do I keep pretending? See, natural law doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your alignment. It's not good vibes only. It's cause and effect. It is cause and effect. I just lost it. The next day, yeah. So chaos hurts, yeah. Do I stand? And everyone's forced to choose. Do I stand for truth or do I keep pretending? Natural law doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your alignment. It's not good vibes only. It's cause and effect. It's action and consequence. And in this movement, in any movement, we've got to stop mistaking silence for unity, because peace without truth is slavery, and love without responsibility is just emotional theater. So if you find yourself in a room where nobody disagrees, where nobody's questioning anything, there's nobody where nobody speaks up for the voiceless, you're not in a community, you're in performance art. And the sooner we let that illusion die, the sooner something real can be born. That's what Scott Peck was talking about. And that's what natural law demands. Real connection, real accountability, and the courage to walk through the fire of honesty together. On the last VGT podcast, my conversation with Konrad hit a turning point when he got into the Sound Path Festival being taken down. He tried to smooth it over with the excuse, we planned on taking it down for premium members, but that didn't make any sense, especially since the whole festival had already been streamed live for free. You can't claim something's premium after the fact when it's already been broadcast to anyone. But the kicker is Theo Lux told us the real story, that the takedown wasn't some planned move for exclusivity, but the direct result of how things were handled behind the curtains. It exposes a deeper pattern of spin and self-justification that runs through too many corners of the so-called truth community. Once again, VGT is live and open, giving anyone the chance to come up and speak their mind or critique anything we've said in 66 episodes. Woo. Please smash the like and sub button. This winter, we're going to be having hoodies if you want to help support the show. There's just a couple ancillary things we have to pay for every month, and it builds up, so it's nice having a little bit of help with that stuff. Yeah, so how's it going, everyone? Happy almost Halloween.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Whoop, whoop.
2 weeks away. What's up,
Whoop.
Darren?
What up?
How's it going, bro?
Oh, you know, just living the dream. Can't wait for
Yeah.
Earth Crisis.
Yeah, we're actually we're going to a vegan ritual. We're actually
A
meeting
vegan
Darren
ritual.
in real life for a vegan cult ritual.
We're gonna roast veggies.
We're gonna
We're gonna-
roast veggies. We'll roast veggies.
Around a fire.
A
Dance
fire
around a fire.
in the Gilman. Yeah. So let's see. What
do
should
we
we
got?
what should we talk about first? Maybe let's see.
You covered a lot in your intro.
Did cover a lot in the intro. It was pretty
Where do
long.
we even?
So let's see. Will and Jerry, we didn't notice this interview until after the fact.
Oh my
But Will and Jerry did an interview together that's really just worth watching. It was pretty funny. As everyone knows, I can't believe we missed this. As everyone knows, our intro for many, many episodes was Mr. Peanut Butter by Mr. Chill Will here. Will used to be a crunk rapper back, a white crunk rapper from Northern California back in the day.
Mhm.
And he, as far as we know, never really talked about it until this episode. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's pretty whack, bro.
It's just fucking whack.
It's pretty whack, bro.
It's just fucking whack.
It's pretty whack, bro.
It's just fucking
It's pretty whack, bro.
So this is a pretty candid interview with Jerry and Will talking about his history in the record industry and being a fucking multi-million selling rapper worldwide, international deals and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, hey, okay.
Tower
so
Records and every Tower Records.
Always get into
It's pretty
Yeah.
whack, bro.
Oh, not whack.
So this was pretty
Hello,
funny.
my name is Jerry Cabazito from soundpath.org, as well as
We love
liberationacademy.education
Soundpath.
and godislove.truthfreedom.com. And I am very
that's a lot of
honored and
stuff she's
pleased to welcome a
representing.
very special guest. One Great Work Network.com content creator, Ostara business owner, Funnel Freedom Under Natural
hi,
Law
Virginia.
organizer, wonderful human activator, Will Keller. Welcome.
Activator.
Thanks, Jerry.
Human
It's an honor to be on
activator.
here.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so I
This is fucking
was
whack.
mentioning to you before we started going live that it's been about a year since I interviewed you because you were actually my very first interview I ever did.
That's right. That's right. Still available to watch, and we had a fantastic conversation. You want to tell the story?
Yeah, well, so originally I had asked you to just do a audio recording because I wasn't feeling comfortable
88
going on camera
views.
at the time. And when we met up online, you started showing me some of your artwork that you were working on. I'm like, this guy's making artwork. He's going online. He's got his own website. He's showing his face on camera. The
Going
least I can do is show
online?
myself on camera. And so I just kind of did it. And then
Doing
like it was
artwork
scary
going
and nerve wracking,
online.
but you were so sweet about it. And like I wasn't sure what to ask you next. And like you were very cool. And you kind of kept the conversation flowing as I was freaking out. So yeah, it's definitely cool to like come again together full circle after a year.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was fun because it was kind of, I can't remember if it, I think I had my camera on, or maybe I did, and I was like, oh, let me turn my camera off because it's audio only. And then I was like, well, fuck it, let's do it. I want to do it with the video, and you totally were down and jumped on it. And it was one of those things where we both weren't prepared for it, we just did it.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
So
and I think
bro.
whether it's through
So
the
talented.
how to become the truemedia.com course where we met, where you were sort of like a mentor figure to us students, or just networking in the
Mentor, huh?
natural law community in general. Like I feel
I
like
don't remember
we
that.
all inspire each other to do better. And before I forget, I want to make sure I plug that Funnel 5, Freedom Under Natural Law 5 is coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Fucking up
Oh,
natural
absolutely.
law
Yes, we're in the
5.
beginning stages. We have the first promotional flyer up. You can go to freedomundernaturalaw.com to check that out. It's the 5th conference, and it is titled
People
Ignite.
talk so
it's
slow, you
hearts
have
and
to put them on
minds, and it's
2
an
just to
event
hear
that
them at a
sparks
normal
love and
pace.
freedom. So it has, a fiery
But then,
element to it. We're excited to
Jerry's
have
head
our
starts
presentation of
vibrating like
presenter lists.
out of
So we're in
control.
correspondence with them. That's all locked in, and we're just doing all the, the final preparations. February 21st and 22nd of 2026. So we're excited to do another funnel. And again, we have some
It's going to
incredible
be so
presenters
exciting.
and,
We're going to be
some
covering
musicians,
Funnel
and,
4,
it's gonna be
Funnel
exciting.
5, or
So
whatever
always
it
looking forward
is.
to a funnel.
Look out for the thumbnail.
Absolutely. And I first want to just give a shout out to you all at Funnel, with you, Derek Arlich, Helly, Chris Jansen, Leslie
Oh
Powers
my
for
God.
putting that on,
Derek.
because the Funnel 4 conference is actually what
Changing
inspired me to
lives.
start SoundPath. I was watching,
No one
Leslie
fucking
Powers,
likes you,
Derek's,
right?
presentation,
I wouldn't
Conrad's
say no
presentation,
one, but
listening to all
Like
the amazing music in
you
between the
sometimes,
presentations,
like,
Diesel Automatic, Joe Murray,
get a
etc.
little
And I was just
fired
like,
up or worked
I was just
up
like,
or whatever.
how come there hasn't been a Truth and Freedom Music Festival, Natural Law Music Festival?
Not
Like,
bisexual,
somebody
but,
should
you
do
know.
that. And then like that Karen Action theme came in, and I mean, I just sort of like looked at myself in the mirror, metaphorically, and was like, well, what am I going to do with this? And I kind of got the idea to do SoundPath, and
Down
started
and
putting feelers
jiggy
out
with
to
it.
people in around March, and then we're now launching. And it all started with you guys.
Well, that's a huge honor, and we appreciate that. And that is exactly why we do something like Funnel, to kind of spark care and action, just as the Seed Conference inspired the Funnel Conference. So I'm grateful for my team and the activation that we've done, and then the inspiration that we can do for others. Because I mean, this is what it's all about. It's all about the inspiration and the motivation that we give each other. It's almost like
her
healthy
brain's
competition.
bouncing
People think
around in the
competition,
top of her
it's
head.
more of an egoic.
Gonna get a
perception
concussion
of it, like,
from
oh, it's me versus you. But healthy
doing this
competition
so
is
much.
motivational. It's pushing each other to the next
actually
level.
listening.
That's what it's all about. So, so that's awesome. And I've been lucky to kind of see almost the inception and the growth of SoundPath.
If you guys don't remember,
We were talking about
Jerry
the idea,
threatened our
and then just seeing
lives
you act
not too long ago.
Full-blown activation, and now the team and the
I
creation.
heard you
said she
can
was gonna
release
kill us.
DMT that way if you hit your head hard enough.
Live and direct.
Yeah, we're going to have an amazing
All about
lineup.
getting
So
high.
it's mostly going to be
That's all that
online, but
matters.
we also have an in-person component. And Meg saying she can't wait for Funnel 2026. Yes.
Thanks, Meg.
Yeah, so very grateful to Meg Carell, Matt, Nathan Webb.
Or SoundPath. These are just microcosms of a macro where humans can come together under drive, connection, and do what humans do best, which is create. And you get the right foundation there, then absolutely we can create anything.
Yeah, I love everything that you said, and I'm thinking about this idea of the magician and just manifesting, but like getting a bunch of magicians, like a mastermind. And yeah, I'm just so inspired by you guys, and it sounds like we inspired you to think about returning to music. Could you tell us more about that?
You 100% have over the past several weeks, maybe month and a half, since you guys been really going.
Why
public
didn't
with
you
SoundPath,
perform
performing
then,
the
bro?
interviews and checking out the Telegram chats and really just
Don't
feeling
rappers
the vibe.
can't rappers
It
rap
allowed me
at
to kind
any
of
time?
reflect
The drop
and
of a
think about
hat.
my past in music, which was such a huge part of
Conrad
my life,
rap.
Maybe next year.
experience, to
Conrad
reflect on
doesn't
that,
have
and also revisit
multi-level,
those moments in time, right? Frozen in time.
international
And,
record deal.
you as we evolve, sometimes we lose pieces of
Strange.
ourselves that we
Gotta get to that
rekindle
part.
and refine or reconnect later on in a more evolved state or at a different level.
I would
And that's
literally
definitely
fly
what I'm
out
going
for
through the
Sound
last several
Path
weeks
if
with
Mr.
music
Peanut Butter
and
was
asking myself those tough
performing.
questions and then making the decision. Okay, it's time for me to get back in there and
What do they
write some
call
music,
that? A
create some music,
street
and
crew
really
where
just open
you
and
where you
see
distribute
where
the
it goes
merch?
as a musician, a new incarnate
Yeah,
musician too. Because the
street
song
team.
back then was very much
Yeah,
different
we're
than
a
the message
street
that I
team.
hold now.
Why
So
talking?
so yeah,
Why would you do
SoundCloud
an
has
interview and be like,
inspired me to
"Yeah,
kind
I'm
of every time.
going to put something together for this
Yay! I'm
event,"
so glad
and
to
then
hear
you
that.
don't?
And for the audience, I'm just letting everyone know, Will Keller, you are
He
welcome
could
to
have
SoundCloud
played
2026
the
because we would love
VGT
to
intro
showcase your music.
song,
I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mr.
Thank you so
Peanut
much.
Butter.
Accepted.
Yeah, I went through a sort of similar journey with music where most
Here we
recently I was in a
Here we
shoegaze
go.
band and we were doing
Really good.
kind of breakup songs and I wasn't really feeling it and I was trying to, prototype and try out some Truth and Freedom songs and we would do run-throughs, but we would never rehearse those songs. And I realized, for the Telegram chat that I created, I just wanted to kind of network with other musicians in the natural law community to start a band. And that's kind of what originally started that chat. And then after Funnel, I was like, well, we should do a music festival. And so the chat kind of evolved into one of being for the festival. But, eventually I would like to go back to music myself. I have sung those Truth and Freedom lyrics that I've written, but I do think going back to this idea of shadow work, and I want to mention also that we're doing a shadow work seminar raffle. Mark Passio has a presentation happening November
raffle?
22nd, and we're
Oh, what if I
SoundPath is giving
won
away a
that
free ticket. So
raffle?
if you
It'd be
email
so
freedom at
hilarious.
soundpath.org and let us know whether morality is objective and subjective, hint, there's only one answer and it's the first one. So yeah, just email us and then we'll include you in the raffle and announce the raffle winner tomorrow when we interview with Mark Passio, who has graciously agreed to have us interview him. So but
Mark
yeah,
Passio.
yeah, I know he's been such a huge supporter of SoundPath. But yeah, going back to this idea of shadow work, I I do think it's very healing to either sing or rap or just sort of activate that like vagus nerve connection between your
Sing
heart and your
or
throat
rap.
chakras and everything. What are your thoughts on using art as a sort of healing expression of going through not trauma but just shadow work in general?
Oh yeah, it's a necessity. Using that voice, it's a human quality to have the voice at the level that we do, right? Humans, where we can express. The voice itself is like that bridge between the metaphysical and the physical, because you need words that come from the mental realm. You use force, and it's an action as well. And there's emotion encoded into the voice itself, the vibration, the sound. So it is that
It's
medium,
pretty whack,
and
bro.
that ultimate tool that we have, and it's a great tool for expression.
It's just
musically.
fucking whack.
Being little C creators as human beings, that expression, that art form that we can do, music absolutely is at the highest caliber. And this is something that I always loved about music. It was reflecting back when I was in my previous music career, in the studio, in the booth,
Stupid
ass rapping lyrics. It was almost automatic writing because of the emotion how I was tapped in. It was just something that was incredibly powerful and emotional and spiritual about it, and I didn't even recognize that.
Beautiful people,
back then
not
when I was
just
doing it, but
girls,
that,
but
it's incredible.
the
And you can have
fellas
that
as
in
well.
many different art expressions. You can be on stage doing some activism, just railing on incredible, passionate speech, and you're tapping into those kind of frequencies and vibrations. And music speaks not only to the mind with its lyrics or words, but
Listen
to the heart.
up,
And it's
Papa
literally
Will.
just
Papa
fire
Will.
or lightning is how I like to look at it on elemental scale, and it can
Maybe
activate
so.
the heart in many different ways than just normal speech or written word can do. So it's incredible.
It's true.
Absolutely. I would love to hear about, your musical journey and, was it always rap that you gravitated towards? Do you have other sort of musical inclinations in your background?
Yeah, great question. And
Great question.
okay, so first starting out in
Mr. Peanut
music, it was
Butter.
always rap. Very specific type
Rap.
of rap. It was
Yeah.
considered
Rap.
kind of West Coast, Bay Area rap back then, in the late 90s, early 2000s. There weren't as many genres as there are now. So
Genres.
East Coast hip hop, conscious hip hop was a category of its own, which is great. And then there was West Coast rap. So it was always from the
Is
start.
blocking
Bay Area, West
people
Coast
a
rap is how it
pattern? Will?
And I had a full-blown record label that I created from the ground up.
Wow.
So it started in my bedroom at my parents' house. Coming out
Cash
of high school,
Money
and then
CEO.
junior college, where I met other
Fast
artists and
Track.
producers.
Fast Track
So we
CEO.
had 3 producers on the team. We had a group called Center Stage. I had 2 other
Check out
artists,
Fast Track
myself,
CEO
we
on
had a
YouTube
publicist.
for
So we
Mr.
pretty
Peanut
much put
Butter
together the whole
music
package,
video.
and we carried ourselves with professionalism and
Smash
just
that like
incredible
button
drive.
too,
And a
y'all.
lot of people in the local community thought
And
we were already
subscribe.
signed to like a major label.
All
It was
you
Fast Track Entertainment.
freaking
Everything that I did from working with the graphic designer, everything was just top notch,
ghouls
high caliber.
hiding
the packaging,
in the
street
chat.
team promotions, our venues, etc. I just always wanted to take it to that next
Please
level.
subscribe to
So
the
that
channel
carried
if you're getting some sort of.
good buzz with it, and we got fairly well known.
Sorry.
And then artists kind of go their own ways. I was very much focused on my own solo projects, which I ended up releasing 4 albums and then co-producing
You
2 other
released
albums as well
4
for other
of
artists.
your own solo
and that
albums,
led to
huh?
a international music and video
Wow.
distribution deal.
Wow.
So I
You
toured
must have thought
all
you were
across
really cool.
the Southwest and the South for about 4.5 weeks, and then I went to the Philippines and toured up and down Southeast Asia. So it was it was an incredible experience, and that was
touring
from
in Southeast
early
Asia.
2000 to
What?
about
Bet it
2008.
was lit.
So about 8-9 years.
bet.
Then I started to kind of grow and change, and my music changed as well. Actually, probably from 2007 to 2009, it became more of
Good old days.
kind of a hard, grungy West Coast to more party, feel-good music, hip hop-ish type of vibe. We were doing some incredible events. We would rent out party houses, 60 people to a show at a time. And so we just throw these huge venues. One thing that I was really well known for, kind of, it's almost like a unifying factor. Growing up on a ranch outside of a suburb and just being friends with people from different areas of the East Bay. You're either from hard, rough areas, you were, a jock in a suburb, you were in the country. I was friends with a lot of people, and I brought all these different types of people together to my parties, and they were very diverse. It was very unusual for like a rap concert to see cowboys and jocks and
Will Keller's
people.
destroying
I had all types of people. It was incredible.
racism.
So that really added to the flavor.
One
of
man
the
at a
party
time.
music, and the feel good music is what I was calling it then. And then
He
that kind
calls
of
it
transpired
feel-good
into
music.
a band, which was some of my close friends at the time came from punk bands. So it was punk influenced reggae, hip hop style, and it was Strawberry Jam Band. Of course,
You're just getting dizzy.
Picked up this name, Mr. Peanut Butter, because I had a kind of a hit single called Mr. Peanut Butter. So Strawberry Jam Band featuring Mr. Peanut Butter, and we would do live freestyle events, like whether it was at a bar or a venue, and that was kind of short lived. And then shortly after that, the journey of higher awareness kind of started, and my time and attention from music just kind of went elsewhere. So it's a long kind of gradient of a process. But experienced multiple different genres, and it was nice to do that because it gave me all different types of flavors, and I incorporated many different genres in my music as well.
RUH.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And Meg was saying I didn't know this about Will, and it's just great to know you on this artistic level, because I think the natural law community knows you more for your presentations, your street activism, your organizational involvement with Funnel and all that. And so it's really I'm noticing in our community in general, there are a lot of musicians, a lot of artists amongst us, and they're good, they're talented. And I think about the artist mindset, and you kind of do have to have a stronger sense of self-ownership as an artist, because you have to kind of deliver your vision, your creative vision. You have to be resourceful with your network in doing that, like as you said, sort of like Getty Left style, almost street promotion, and just building relationships with various types of genres of music and people and crowds. And it sounds like you learned a lot from that experience, even if it wasn't directly related to natural law at the time.
Yeah, and even during those years, and well, first and foremost, you bring up a fantastic point.
How come he doesn't put these efforts towards promoting natural law? All this on the streets, meeting the people and doing outreach. How come he didn't?
I don't know, but I think that this is like awesome. I think this is exactly what we were talking about before, how his previous rap career and musical interests, Mr. Peanut Butter, number one, I don't think we really because when we first reacted to this, when we first watched it, I mean, we were literally screaming. Yeah. I mean, Will and
Mr.
Jerry
Peanut Butter talking about Mr. Peanut Butter,
talking about Mr. Peanut Butter. They're gonna play it coming up. They're gonna they actually play Mr. Peanut Butter, and I don't know if it's
the VGT live intro song. They play it.
This was our intro song for a year.
Yeah,
around a
for
year,
probably 40 episodes.
And Will never. I mean, perhaps we could have missed it over the years, but I'd never seen him associate with his prior alter ego alias, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Who he says got very popular with children.
Look at Jerry's face right now. That's my face with the same glasses and everything.
Noticed this, and
I'm dying.
Other people notice
more than Jerry
pattern as well. That
I wonder if she goes to the chiropractor after a podcast.
Content creators, people that are active and public, are musicians or have been musicians.
Headbanging.
And that's very interesting. There's something there. Musicians can have a higher level of pattern recognition, whether you play an instrument or whatever it might be. You can be very in tune with yourself, and also just general expression as well, and situational awareness. So I wonder if these factors play into noticing other external or internal patterns, and that kind of contribute to higher level of awareness or awakening or realization of what's going on in the world, which I would say absolutely yes, those are factors. But that is a common thread for sure. In my music career, I was still into certain types of information, mainly the mystical, certain occult bodies of information. I mean, not that deep.
Mystical.
Ever since I was a kid, I was into mythology, fantasy, the mythos, all these kinds of things. So even kind of new age spirituality, it was still kind of a part of me, and I was growing into that even during the music phase, 100%. So I would consider that time period very much my ego but also learning healthy and imbalanced ego as well. Because like I've said in my work, there is no such thing as killing the ego in this incarnation. You can't do it. It's impossible. That's not the goal. The goal is to align the ego with the higher self, the higher attributes of ourselves. So
dancing is a form of, getting into a meditative mind state.
Was me discovering that and learning myself on those deep levels. So
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I feel like this is a good time to maybe share some of your music. What do you think?
Yes.
Let's caveat this. This isn't my new music.
Go.
I'm actively
this is
which I'm very excited for, and I'll probably have something to share very soon. This music.
Why can't you just freestyle, bro?
From back in the day.
Don't rappers freestyle?
And it seems like I was listening to some of it, in advance of this interview. Like there were beginnings of wisdom and sort of moving in the natural law direction. I think even before
I'm down, Mark.
Absolutely. Yep.
Beginnings of wisdom.
Beginning of wisdom with Mr. Peanut Butter.
Being in tune with nature, just from my childhood, that was in part of me.
Crunk rap.
As you kind of dive into my older music, you can see
peanuts are natural,
of that.
with
Even
nature.
Feel good music, but actually
a gospel track. It's considered gospel.
Party music.
The two artists that I collaborated with were very well known gospel artists. One of them previously was one of the biggest Bay Area rappers.
What the heck?
Who?
3 Times Crazy.
Who?
His name was Adrian, since passed away. So I collaborated with them.
One of the biggest Bay Area rappers.
Because some of the stuff that I was saying, I talked about.
Mac Dre.
Split a piece of wood. You can find, this kind of stuff. He just didn't really like it. He was a pastor. But yeah. So yeah.
I mean, Too Short.
Reminiscences of, which might be kind of exciting that people that know my work now to revisit the old work and kind of see those little Easter eggs in there.
Krayshawn.
For sure. Is there a song in particular that you think would sort of best categorize these ideas that you're talking about, these beginnings?
Oh my God.
Well, the 2 most popular songs.
I can't believe
which probably
this is happening right now.
What you're asking, because most of those tracks are not uploaded to SoundCloud.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
But
why would they not be? Why would your 2 most popular tracks not be uploaded?
Loved it. Was the So Cool Mr. Peanut Butter.
So cool.
Yeah, which was a very popular one.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. Gosh, you have so many albums. This one?
No, those are
here we go.
Not albums, Jerry. Oh shit.
So cool, yeah. And where my ladies, come on and bounce with me. Come on and bounce with me. Come on and bounce. And all my fellas, what up, fellas?
Y'all just chill.
Y'all just chill. You know I'm so fresh. You know I'm so grimy. I'll stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so cool. You know I'm so cool. You know I'm so fresh. You know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so cool. You know I'm so cool. I'm so C-double-O. Light up your ale. This beat is so well, like
got the homie Roselle.
But no, this ain't no beatbox. We call it street rock. And say that homie Chill Will got the
street lock.
Young Cali come clap for daddy. So savvy with the patty, you can ask the family. Yeah, young, rich, and dangerous.
Interest rates fluctuate with my paper chase.
I'm the boss, I'll be late today. I'm a drink and get drunk today.
Feel good music.
Cool in the low, cool with the fofo, cool with the know I'm so fresh, know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so cool. You know I'm so fucking cool. You know I'm so fresh. You know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so.
It's pretty whack, bro.
You know I'm so.
It's pretty whack, bro.
Bouncing in my peanut butter beans, cooling through the
it's pretty whack, bro.
Blowing in the wind, roll around town, sitting on chromosomes.
There's ice cream chromosomes sipping on chromosomes. Oh, I totally messed that up.
And I stay fresh. The chicks call me chill.
I think he's gonna talk like a Jamaican though.
Oh wait, that's
I'm cool with the bullies. So who wanna trip? Yeah, it's Chill Weezy. Hip hop squeezy. I make it look easy. A B C D. Cause I'm cool in my low, cool in the low, cool with the photo, cool with the know I'm so fresh, know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so cool.
Why didn't you show the fucking music video?
You know I'm
video's way better.
You know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind.
Coolest video in the world.
Why are they hiding?
It's pretty whack, bro.
Cool.
It's pretty whack, bro.
Now get it rockin' and get it rockin'.
It's pretty whack,
The
bro.
peanut butter to keep it rocking. Now get it rocking. Now get it rocking. Leave it to Mr. Peanut Butter to get it rocking.
It's a Patron.
Oh, it's a Patron.
It's pretty whack, bro.
Yeah, I can make your faces. The king of the west from CA to GA. Stay chillin', so fresh. The police right behind me. They wanna catch me slipping, but I was just chillin'.
I do cool fuckers on.
Yeah, and keep
It's pretty whack, bro.
You know I'm so fresh. You know I'm so grimy. Always stay chillin' with the cops right behind me. You know I'm so
Make you
You
vibrate.
know I'm so
Make you
You know
vibrate.
I'm so fresh. You know I'm so grimy.
You know,
Always stay
dancing is a
chillin'
form
with
of,
the
you know,
cops
getting
right
into
behind
a
me.
meditative
You know I'm
mind.
so
It's pretty whack, bro.
You know I'm so
It's pretty whack, bro.
Damn. That shit's sick.
She's creaming her pants
Mr.
right
Peanut
now.
Butter, he said it.
Okay.
He said
Oh,
Mr.
hold on.
Peanut Butter.
The audio's still playing. Let me figure out what's going on
It's
here.
pretty whack, bro.
It's just fucking whack.
Damn
Okay.
it, Jerry. you messed
Come
it
on,
up.
Jerry.
You know,
You-
dancing
Sorry.
is a form of, you know, getting into a meditative mind state.
Yeah,
Shut
Matt
up,
put something
Jerry.
funny in the chat.
Yeah, that's great. That's what
yeah.
I said, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Mr. Peanut.
You know, I'll be. Here's a fun fact about that. Which there's
Why
a
didn't you
music
just say
video
it
that
in
we
his
did,
rap voice?
on that song. And the previous album, I did a
So
song
quiet.
called Sideways, where we had Eminem's music video producer come up
Oh
to California,
my god.
and we had a
He's
frat
so
house
fucking
in
cool,
Berkeley,
He's so
where we
experienced.
filmed, I mean, a full-blown.
I once knew a guy who knew a
$1,000
guy
music
who
video.
was
We had Irish
Eminem's next door
students that
neighbor
were
when he
visiting
was growing
Berkeley
up.
It's
on
like
a
your
visa
stories.
that
like all
on
my
their
stories.
last
They seriously-
day
My Hollywood and Dead
walked
story.
by,
Yeah, literally.
pulled them
No one
into the
cares.
They're the
music
same
video,
guy
so they're
on the
in there.
stupid side.
Wow.
I mean, it was 26-hour-long music video.
Two
So,
almost
but
famous
that
white
Mr.
rappers.
Peanut Butter song, it was such like a fluke to
Chill
write
Will.
that. And
Chill
it
Will and
ended
Shady
up being
Jeff.
a big party
We should
song.
put out a
and the
fucking
clubs
Natural
liked
Law
it, and for some reason, little kids liked it. I think
collab.
it's like, you know, peanut butter jelly time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
reminds them of
Shady
that.
Jeff, Ill Will. 2-word name.
So yeah, it came really
Ill Will.
popular. But that
Chill Will.
was during
I'm not
that
bisexual,
time.
but you know.
That's when actually
Calm
my
down,
daughter-
Derek. We know you're
I
bisexual. It's
I
okay.
just found out that I
You
was
don't
gonna
have
be
to
a
tell us
father
all the
when-
time.
when
Wow.
Bisexual,
that
but, you
song
know.
was actually when we were doing the music video.
Beautiful people, not just
That
Oh
was-
my
That was
gosh.
kind of like
you
the
know.
beginning
Oh
of
my
me.
God.
starting
Oh
to
my
because
gosh.
It's pretty
be
whack, bro.
dad, you know, you can't be this Casanova or, you know, partying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't be this
I
poop for the rest of your
personally
life.
want to give you huge shout out respect for
Oh
playing your
my
old,
God.
you know, music
Oh my
publicly.
God.
Would
Because
he have played it if we didn't
Wow.
make it
I
our
used
intro?
to be a materialist atheist. I have work out there
Wow.
that reflects that poisoned worldview, and I find it
Now she's
kind
fully
of
healed.
embarrassing.
It's fully healed.
It's something that I don't really like to talk about, and I'm wondering what that's like for you
She's
in
reached such
your
a
shadow work journey to just
superior realm in her
acknowledge that
life.
this is part of your journey,
For
I
a roast
guess, or
chicken.
like how are you metabolizing
Guide
or
your
processing
students,
hearing
Mark.
these
Fully
Jeff.
healed.
old
Derek.
sort of
Fully healed.
creations
Fully healed.
now?
yes, great question. And
healed.
this is kind of the shadow work that I've been going
healed.
through the last several weeks.
You're
Anybody
the
that
death
knows
metal
me
band
now
Insanity.
probably hasn't heard any of my music. I've mentioned that I've been a musician, you know, in the music industry in the past, but still, you know, these people haven't heard this type of music. When I listen to it,
People haven't
and,
heard this
I
type
mean,
of music.
even look at the, you know, the album cover of one
Show
that's
us.
very provocative.
Oh,
I was friends with
shit.
all those girls, by the way. It was all
Will
consensual.
flexing.
It's cringy where I'm at now.
Yes, it is very fucking cringe, Will. Thank you for finally
Music
fucking
and
admitting it.
Words that I
Yay!
use, derogatory words. So yeah,
Someone's doing their
it's been
shadow work.
cringy,
Oh, no!
No! Watch the debate afterwards.
No.
It wasn't just about listening to the words. It was
Right.
about time traveling myself now back into those years and look at it from a fresh pair of eyes, right, and heart, and see, almost relive that time period. Sure, the lyrics are cringy, but there was a lot of positive moments within that time period of growth. So it's kind of seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then process that and understand that you know, there's a difference between this album with my beloved Animal Friend, right? Looks hard, gangster rap. You can see it.
Dog.
Oh.
Chill Will, Game Drastic. This was a hard
Chill Will, hard gangster rap album. MMF. Who's MMF?
Fantastic quality. If someone's into that, I highly recommend checking it out. But
you know what MMF means
for me now. And then going to this album, which is straight
female.
Party music.
Yikes.
It's very much
Megs and some
suave,
weird shit.
You know,
suave. He calls
and then
himself
going
Suave.
to even
Hard ass gangster rapper
jam-style
Suave.
band type stuff.
Like Rico.
So yeah, it's a process of evolution. I don't regret any of it. You know, I didn't harm anyone. I wasn't a bad person during that time. Unethical at times, for sure. But it was a part of my life. It has happened. And that's kind of the key that we need to really, acceptance is first. Accept the past.
Except that you weren't a bad person.
You're not going to change it.
So he wasn't a bad person back then.
From it now.
He's still just as good as he is now.
In the here and now.
But you need to accept your past,
so
even if you weren't a bad person, I guess.
And
well, when I was in the music industry, I was a bad person. I'll admit it. I had to dig myself up out of there. I think we had slightly different experiences, though. Maybe only slightly. I didn't tour Southeast Asia, though. That's pretty fucking sick.
What's weirder is who's upset about it. People you'd never expect. People like Asmongold and Destiny, who are honestly massive hypocrites here. And yeah, I know, we're all hypocrites. That's not exactly the worst.
So the clown show, Hassan Piker, some douchebag YouTuber, has his background so important to him that he has his dog in his background, and if his dog sways out of the camera for a moment, he shocks the dog. And the other day, I guess he was on like a 5-6 hour podcast, and the dog was getting up to stretch its legs, and he kept getting mad at the dog and shocking the dog. And there's been outrage, obviously lots of outrage from the carnists, which is very hypocritical. And our buddy David Rams, you can check us out interviewing David Rams on my YouTube. I think it was like episode 40 something, 54 or something like that, 40s or 50s. David Rams is a G.
Best thing in the world, but their hypocrisy on this is wild. Both of these guys have said insane stuff about dogs. For context, Hassan's a huge political streamer that just got caught using a shock collar on his dog on a live stream.
Saw him reaching for something and seemingly shocking his dog to keep her in camera view.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
Asmongold's been all over this, posting video updates since Hassan got caught. Here's the rundown. Hassan claimed it was a vibration collar. That was a lie.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate.
Turn it over. People can see it.
Are you happy? That's it.
Dude, see, it didn't
There's the
show
air tag.
Like, oh, here we go.
There's the fucking vibrator.
He'd actually taped over it, trying to hide the electric prongs that would usually dig into the dog's neck and shock them.
What a
horrible. And another creator confirmed it. There is tape on the collar.
I don't know how it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse. Everything's falling apart. All of the lies are crashing down, and everybody is seeing the truth laid bare. Cutie Cinderella went to Hassan's house to check the collar.
So, what I had to say, I'm in his house, I looked at the collar is taped off where
I can just imagine Hassan watching this. No, don't say that. No, I said it wasn't tape.
Other clips came up showing him reaching for the shock button on stream out of habit, but then stopping when realizing he's on stream.
Additional footage has been discovered. This comes after older videos.
A commemorative mug I got from England. Commemorative mug I got from England, specifically for commemorative mug I got from England.
Fucking trash
Commemorative
apes.
mug I
You
got from
fucking
England,
losers!
specifically for.
The implication is that
Find the
Hassan
fuck out,
looks
boy!
over and he's looking off camera. He's like, what is this? He reaches over relatively the same spot that he reached in before. And then something happens. Something is pressed. And then the dog immediately responds.
Did you compare this to the Japanese airport experience? Yeah, the Japanese airport experience is like everything works. Everything works. Everything is fast. Kaya, place.
Grabs the thing.
Yeah, he went.
Everything works. Everything is fast. Kaya.
Held back because he's on
Place.
camera.
You'll find the fuck out, boy!
Get back there. What is this? Don't worry.
I mean that's 100% right.
And now he says she wasn't even wearing the collar, which is proven false by, you know, our eyes.
America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America. Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop. Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
Asmongold's done about 7 videos so far, about 8 million views from shaming Hassan and exposing what he's done to his dog. But Asmongold's past takes on dogs really don't add up.
Maybe this is going to be a hot take. I don't care if people eat cats or dogs or not.
Vegan
Doesn't bother
gays.
me
Shout
at
out
all.
to vegan
Yeah,
gays.
you eat a dog, it's fine with me.
Ellie.
What's wrong with that? It's a dog. You eat the dog. Now, I've heard dogs don't taste good.
Wow.
So I don't want to eat a dog.
based.
They don't taste good.
So edgy.
But no, I got no problem with that.
Because if this steak were a dog, I think you would probably have a huge problem with it.
Yes, I would.
Because it would taste bad.
as good. Yeah, it
Give me a
wouldn't taste as good. It would be awful. It would be
fucking
awful.
trash
Why would I?
apes.
Why would I want to
Fucking
eat a
trash
steak
apes.
from a dog if it
Fucking
doesn't
trash
taste good?
apes.
I don't
Fucking
care if other
trash
people want to
apes.
eat
Not a hard
dogs.
F.
I think the only problem
Fucking
is that other
trash
people want to
apes.
eat your
Fucking
dog.
losers!
This is Sparky. You've had Sparky for 8 years, and some fucking neighbor comes over wants to eat him. It's like, fuck no, this is my goddamn dog. Like, that's it. I don't understand how this is a complicated subject. I've always
property
thought,
rights.
like, you're gonna go and fucking like a cow tipping or something like that. To tip a
I
cow
own that
over.
dog, therefore I can
Nah,
kill it.
bro, that's just as weird as beating up on a dog. Like, yeah, that
Fucking
shit, that's
trash
weird
apes.
as hell. Like, what are you
You
doing going
fucking
and
loser.
just beating up
Find
on
out
an
that you
animal
fuck
for it?
with
It's
the
just
wrong one,
stupid.
boy.
It's a waste of your fucking time.
Mark's gonna fuck him up if he ever
But
sees
you're
him.
gonna eat a cow? That's fine with me.
He said all those things while replying to Vegan Gaze, a vegan creator. So would Asmongold be okay with what happened to Kaya, Hassan's dog, if Hassan ate her after shocking her? That's how meat's made. They shock, gas, and shoot animals in their head before slicing their throats and serving them to us at the supermarket.
so it'd be
Yeah,
fine.
I know I'm being dramatic. I know Asmongold wouldn't actually be okay with Hassan shocking and eating his dog. But why say this nasty stuff about dogs then? It gets worse. Asmongold thinks it's okay to hurt animals if it feels good.
I understand that this is something that we see as very normal, very necessary, something that's just kind of part of life.
Oh, it's not necessary. It's just that steaks are good. Yeah, that's about it.
So Hassan hurts an animal. He shocks his dog, Kaya, for his own gain. It keeps her in shot, which means he gets more donations. He's more popular. It pleases him. Asmongold hurts an animal. He pays someone to kill a
Probably
cow
a lot of the scumbags
because
on his
she
channel
likes the
like
taste.
seeing it, too.
It pleases him. You see what I'm getting at here? Now, before someone shouts false equivalence, I'm comparing these things. I'm not saying they're exactly the same. Hassan did it himself, whereas Asmongold paid someone else to do it. Of course it's different, but the outcome is the same. An animal got hurt for someone's pleasure. We'll circle back to Asmongold a bit later. Let's see what Destiny's got to say about this. He posted on X, LMAO, Shockanabe testing his shock collar on stream to move his prop dog to a better position for his camera. Actually inhuman how he views everything and every person around him as an artificial prop for his life. He called Hassan inhuman for this, and I agree. What he did was disgusting. But Destiny also said this about dogs.
I don't care about dogs or cats at all.
If you really see an animal right in front of you, like a cow or
I
a
do
dog
have
or a
them
cat
blocked.
or whatever, you can say,
I
I
have
don't
them
mind the
blocked.
thought of it being stabbed, but just Imagine someone just doing just horrible things to it, just like grabbing the knife and like just gouging its eye out or something, or like pulling its teeth out one by one. That wouldn't trigger a kind of like emotional response in you. Don't you at least not want that to happen because you can understand logically that that being doesn't want that to happen, and if you were them, you wouldn't want it to happen?
No, but for weird reasons, because I just don't see the difference between that thing versus any like inanimate object or whatever. I guess I don't draw a distinction there.
Sorry, are you saying, just to be clear, that you don't have any reaction at all to an animal being killed?
No, I don't think so.
So do Destiny and Asmongold just not care about animals? Here's what I think. Both Asmongold and Destiny just say whatever owns the vegans. They'll say anything to dodge admitting that they've hurt animals. This whole I don't care, animals are just objects thing, it's just a defensive move. Now Hassan hurts his dog in public and they show their true colors. They show their true side. They do care. Now I'm a vegan, but I'm not going to say that their posts and their opinions don't matter because they're not vegan, because they do matter. I'm glad they're bringing more eyes to this. People who hurt animals like Hassan deserve backlash. Vegans are on your side. We all hate animal abuse. So don't trash vegans just to defend yourself. If a vegan makes you uncomfortable, don't go nuclear. Just talk honestly. I wasn't always vegan. I know it sucks to hear that the things you love doing fund animal abuse. I get it, but I'm tired of arguing in the comments and seeing and hearing these insane, psychotic takes about animals from people who are just trying to defend themselves because they feel attacked. Can't we find some common ground? Can't we just talk to each other honestly and start making more of these small changes that help animals? Can we at least try, guys? Come on.
Yeah, check out David Rams's channel. But yeah. Inconsistent dill holes defending their position because they're on that position. That's what we usually get up here. We get these people that haven't had an actual conversation with someone who's a principled vegan, and
or even if they have, I would say they are not coming to the debate in good faith.
No,
they're, you could be like debate guy and try and hold a position for the sake of holding a position and coming off a certain way for the sake of debate, but then moral consistency throughout your all of your opinions and choices, that's another thing, in which these people are not. Surprise.
Yeah, because it's real easy to show compassion to other humans because everybody does it all the time. But not everyone's showing compassion to animals, so it's not popular. And it's very similar to this video here that we saw a couple weeks ago.
Click the
like pepperoncinis, a little spicier.
Do you like it?
One bite, one of the best for the price. Everything, one of the best hamburgers I've ever had.
Really?
The way the meat is cooked is like...
It is so good. I genuinely cannot believe this is all vegan.
We have the fries are vegan?
No, the burger, everything's vegan. This is a vegan restaurant, Dad. We're in LA.
Like it's vegan meat?
We're in LA.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like this is not meat?
No, it's a vegan burger, Dad.
Well, I don't want I wanted a hamburger burger. Can we go? I don't want to eat fake meat. Is this even, what is this?
You just said it was amazing.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was not meat.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't want to eat like a salad hamburger.
No, it's like vegetables.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to taste that it's not.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like baked beans or some shit.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I don't want it. Let's go. Let's go to McDonald's. I don't want to eat fake meat.
You just said you liked it.
Yeah, but not like that. Not like I like hamburgers. I don't like veggie burgers.
Oh, I like hamburgers. I like veggie burgers. I'm a real man.
This is so good.
But yeah, just like as like a psychological experiment, that was kind of brilliant. Like,
Yeah, but it's the same things with these guys' arguments. It's like, bro, just be consistent and honest. Like, these guys aren't being honest. They're just like trying to be edgy and I don't give a shit about animals at all. Like, okay, then you need to seek help, mental help.
Dude, like half of the 7-Eleven burgers and gas station burgers are like textured vegetable protein anyway.
Yeah, they are.
for sure.
It's funny. The Burger King super tacos are like 90% soy. It's like, just finish it off. Give us something to eat.
Give it some- Make it real.
If it wasn't for the contracts with the farms they have, they probably would.
Yeah, well, it's like kind of like that. What would happen in a truly free market with the whole economy for all of animal products, and how would that look? And yeah, that's
And
obviously if
there
the
wasn't,
price went up.
alpha male propaganda.
Yeah, bro science.
Yeah, so
Joe Rogan.
since the Trump tariffs, China's like, we aren't gonna buy soy from you guys anymore. Oh man, is this a big deal? So according to this article, they're going to bail out the American soybean industry. The industries that already is artificially held up by massive amounts of subsidies. And if you've followed the show or if you've seen any of our debates, you'd know the history of soy. Soy was brought to the United States as a forage for cattle. Soy oil is extracted out of soybean because it is too fatty, because it's not the greatest forage, but it's still cheap and grows very fast and is high protein. So what happens is that you have a byproduct or a co-product of the animal ag industry being this oil that's a very low quality oil. It's not the greatest oil, and there are far more sustainable crops to grow if you really need oil. But since this oil is on the market artificially through subsidization, so China isn't buying from the US anymore, at least for now. And all those President Trump has talked about bailing out US tariffs on lumber and furniture, blah, blah, blah. So basically, all these soy farmers who are already barely getting by living off these subsidies either are going to get bailed out or not. They're most likely going to be bailed out because they need that soy for that meat. They got to keep us all brainwashed in the death cult. We got to keep eating beef all day. Beef. It's called beef. It's not called carcass. Less people would eat it if it was called carcass. But they call it beef to convince everyone that it's something that's not. It's just this brown stuff that's good for you, right? Comes out of the earth. But anyway, so bailing out, this is the most anti-free market, opposite of free market, as just ridiculous overreach of government that's just ridiculous. And it's a bunch of our tax dollars being wasted on food that's not even for us. It's for cows. And we lose millions and millions and billions of calories feeding cows, raising cows for food. It's economically insane. But the tradition is so strong, and the powers that be need us addicted to that blood to keep us addicted to the blood of that's happening overseas. No one gives a shit here about people getting killed in our name. No one gives a shit about the animals being killed in our name. They just care about what's going on fucking Instagram. It's wild. But so subsidizing the subsidies on top of the subsidies and bailing out the government-run subsidized industries that are not supposed to be like if the meat and dairy industry was supposed to exist. It would exist without subsidies. So yeah, bailing out the subsidized industries. That's all. That's what we need.
What's also interesting too is to like look at the political implications of just how the media and powers that be or whatever could use that whole thing. Because just think about it. Oh, China won't buy our soy anymore. Screw them. Just buy American grass-fed made and finished beef. You know, that's the American thing to do. And it just completely like just on multiple levels, not like even not just like, on like a physical level of like the economy and it moving and subsidies, but just, like on a psychological level of now how they can push more of that propaganda and cultural programming.
More taxes to grass-fed beef.
Eat meat and,
you
know, farming, everything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
But yeah, just wanted that.
Definitely. It's pretty funny. And now that the beef industry, the meat and dairy industry is recovering a little bit from the dip they had in the last decade, all these doctors that were paid by the meat and dairy industry to push the carnivore diet aren't getting paid anymore. And they seem to be dropping like flies, telling people that maybe they were wrong.
All right, Dr. Kiltz here. And you know, I've been Mr. Crazy Carnivore for nearly 15 years. I felt amazing. And some recent things happening all over the world.
Feeling amazing is not a measure of health. People on heroin feel amazing. Vegans feel amazing. So saying that I need to do this diet because I feel amazing on it, it's a little funny.
My life personally, we've seen some people leave us in this world and maybe in a very polarizing way, potentially. And I've been thinking a little bit more how the shining light of faith in the highest power within all of us needs to be a positive light to bring people together. And leading as a carnivore and only eating meat maybe was a little too polarizing. And recently, I've also had a test that showed my CAC score went from 700 to 800, and my CT angiogram noted a few more plaque sites with calcium in my LAD and my right coronary artery and in my circumflex. Although my heart function and my blood flow is excellent, I feel great.
Carnivore is the best thing in the world.
Some acute colitis. I don't know what it was, but I did some fasting. I did some ivermectin and I did some flagyl.
Oh my
I've recently started consuming cod liver oil.
So cod liver oil is a scam. It actually promotes colon cancer, all kinds of stuff. Ivermectin, fasting, and cod liver oil.
Was the ivermectin?
He forgot the magic rocks.
Yeah, he didn't order his rocks from Boza. He didn't get his magic fucking spray oil from Boza. And he doesn't have the Ostara fucking hydrogen water machine either. That's why it didn't fucking work. That's why his coronary, he's about to have a coronary because he didn't have the fucking Ostara hydrogen machine, dude. Duh. Are you even listening to Logan and Will, Dr. Kiltz?
Where's his hammer?
He almost has one. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it. Almost. OMOST.
The All-Father.
So, carnivore diet, which is Joe Rogan. Ivermectin, which is Joe Rogan. Cod liver oil, which has been debunked by science for almost 5 years as a known, like it gives you prostate and colon cancer. Like 90% of it is rank by the time it hits the market. You're poisoning yourself with fucking rotten fish oil. It's not healthy. It's not helping. It's insane. It's causing more of the bacteria in your gut that's killing you, basically. So this, I mean, obviously, This guy's probably on TRT also. He doesn't talk about that. None of these guys talk about that because they try and act like their physique they got from eating meat all day, in which, yeah, you could get a little bit shredded if you just eat meat all day, but you're not getting the size these guys are getting. That comes from testosterone, steroids,
Molecular
stuff like
fertility, ubiquinol.
fertility. So cod liver oil for fertility. Got it.
Along with a little bit of iodine.
Because you need to be
and-
fertile at fucking 70 years old or
and
whatever.
baby aspirin. I'm still on my typically one meal a day.
So didn't they just say autism comes from aspirin?
Or no, Tylenol.
I've thrown
Isn't
in
it
a
the
little
same?
bit of energy bits algae.
Energy
And also
bits algae.
incorporated fish, salmon. And the whole idea is that could it be that maybe my consumption of only red meat may have contributed? I don't know. I bought these yesterday at Wegmans.
Of course it
and
didn't.
packed them today to freeze some
It was all those vegetables you were eating while you were carnivore, right?
and consume some. I've got some salmon.
Because
I
vegetables
also
make you fat and give you fucking coronary artery disease.
bought some halibut, tuna, and sea bass. I love scallops. I love lobsters, and I love beef.
Yeah.
But maybe
Have fun with that mercury, bro.
my focus on only beef and carnivore is not going in the right direction completely. Maybe being a little bit softer and inclusive.
Okay, so Dr. Kiltz has appeased, like Dr.
Has appeased.
He's appeased
eating peas.
away from carnivore, just like Saladino did the same thing. A lot of these guys, they're dropping like flies, carnivore influencers, dying and leaving the diet. Both. We talked a little bit about Scott Peck earlier, and this lady's really cool. We follow her. She check out her channel, Joanne Whitney.
Joanna.
She's a natural law practitioner that maybe you don't know.
Yes, I know.
Make sure and smash that like button. But she it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a car trouble and my whole schedule got thrown off, and I think I just completely forgot that I was supposed to be reading this book to you guys and talking about it. So I'm on page 63. And this is what we're talking about. We are so unfamiliar with genuine community that we have never developed an adequate vocabulary for the politics of this transcendence. When we ponder on how individual differences can be accommodated, perhaps the first mechanism we turn to, probably because it is the most childlike, is that of the strong individual leader. Differences like those of squabbling siblings we instinctively think can be resolved by a mommy or daddy, a benevolent dictator, so we hope. But community, encouraging individuality as it does, can never be totalitarian. So this is very important. This is basically what we've gone through since the lockdowns. You know, every group that I'm aware of picked an individual leader, either by default or on purpose, or the person themselves started the group, but it's devolved into a totalitarian government now. I'm not going to get into that. You all know what I'm talking about. But the point is we still have like 6.5 years before the real totalitarian government is supposed to be fully in place, and we have this time to do our best to find a different way for ourselves so that we can create a parallel economy and a parallel way of living in the face of what's supposedly coming our way. Okay, so we jump to a somewhat less primitive way of resolving individual differences, which we call democracy. We take a vote and the majority determines which differences prevail. Majority rules. Yet that process excludes the aspirations of the minority. How do we transcend differences in such a way as to include a minority? It seems like a conundrum. How and where do you go beyond democracy? And I just want to say, and this is going to be very controversial, but democracy is a lie. It's it was like, it's part of the scam, you know, it's part of the creation of the dark occult Luciferians, probably reptilian from some other planet, because I don't think humans could come up with this, honestly. The scam of the monetary system and the scam of democracy definitely came from extremely evil minds.
No one
and we were fooled into believing it. That's the crazy thing. And it's a violation of natural law. Why? Because under natural law, you cannot represent yourself as another person. You can only present yourself. So democracy on the small tribe level, like within a group of maybe, you know, up to 150.
Wouldn't making a corporation like Ostara Hydrogen be representing yourself? So wouldn't corporations be inherently anti-natural law because you're creating a new entity?
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Humans have had algebra for a long time, so like this was, I don't know about her claim of otherworldly origins of the monetary system, but
but I thought you were an alien guy.
For a roast chicken.
Yeah.
fully healed.
Might work.
And like, I don't know what she said about not being humanly evil enough, humans not being evil enough to come up with fractional reserve banking, I think is definitely not true.
Nietzsche said
Greed.
Man is more beast than ape.
Yeah, greed is a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the number that, you know, if you look it up, how big a group should be.
I mean, not that I don't disagree with anything she's saying. She's spitting more fire than 9 out of 10 people in the natural law movement.
Because in a small group or tribe, and to me that's even too many. I don't think it's really possible to know 150 people in the tribe and really know them. But if you have a group, let's say of 15 people or 20 people or 30 people, let's say, and that's why formal consensus was created. Let me just digress for a moment. You're not representing the group. You're presenting yourself as a member of the group. And if we go back to the Iroquois Confederacy, for example, I think that's the best level, the first level and the only level, because those chiefs would go to the Longhouse to discuss.
Iroquois Confederacy. So one of the things that they taught us growing up, I know I just did not write that. Okay, Iroquois Confederacy, also known as the Haudenosaunee are 6 nations, is a historical alliance of 6 Native American nations: Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora. It was established to promote peace and cooperation among the nations and played a significant role in North American history, particularly during the colonial period. So one of the things we get taught in school, and that was a major psyop done to all of North America, was the idea that Indians, Native Americans were naked, feather-wearing savages that lived in teepees and were savages. But this Iroquois Confederacy and a lot of the Mohawk, these people lived in modern homes. A lot of the leaders of these groups lived in what you would call, like what would you call?
A long house, a log cabin.
Yeah, these big no, like not even, yeah, like full on
like a
modern
fort.
houses, like the where the cotton, what are they called, those plantations, those plantation
Mhm.
houses, those were all natives living in those places. And those plantations were land that people in that tribe were living on. It wasn't until later times where these buildings taken over and used for farming and cotton and for one white guy to live in. Yeah, they those old timey Indian holding cigar, a wooden bus that you see driving through the Pacific Northwest, or they still got a lot of them around. They were supposed to be tobacco sales devices. It's little statues, you know what I'm talking about? This big, they're like head high, and it's like an Indian. Wow, white man.
There's one in a restaurant by my house.
Yeah, they were being used to slowly brainwash, dehumanize the millions and millions and millions of people living in North America before we came in, before certain powers that be came and were organized enough to jack everything from them.
The word Haudenosaunee actually means people of the longhouse, and they were known for constructing amazing homes, like multi-family homes. And also
they don't teach us that in elementary school.
Well, how do you think the so-called founding fathers found out about democracy and different levels of government? It was by watching the Confederacy. Like the Articles of Confederation were based on things that they had learned from the native people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the Articles of the Confederation are freaking awesome compared to the Constitution we ended up with, that's for sure.
Separation of powers and all that stuff, like I don't know. And it was like combination of patriarchal and matriarchal. They had divisions, and it was like set up so that people who have a vested interest in war could not like make the decision to go to war unilaterally.
Yeah. They gave it to like the person that would need to be to get the most convincing, basically.
Yeah, and the chief wasn't the strongest guy. He was like the wisest guy.
Yeah.
And then even that went to like a council of women. And actually the Haudenosaunee like tribes, which I learned this from an actual professor of mine who was an Anishinaabe elder, that basically, their societies, Haudenosaunee, are matriarchal when it comes to like clans and marriages. But they're extremely advanced. Their language, their metaphysics, the Medewan. If you ever get a chance to look into the actual like medicine, like their metaphysics, it's incredible.
Real shit. Animism, bro.
Oh,
like real animism and not commercialized. It's
animism.
Yeah,
not bastardized
For a roast chicken.
For a roast chicken.
Fully healed.
Fuck shit.
Like they managed to live like and not exploit things.
Yeah. Sustainably live.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to put up quite a defense when they had to, too.
They were never conquered, the Haudenosaunee.
Not
never
really.
militarily conquered.
No.
Maybe just faded away a little bit, but dude, they were never defeated outright.
They were taking out all the Civil War generals, like no problem.
Dude, they helped us. Certain factions helped us in the French and Indian War, 1812. Like they pretty much saved our asses, and then we betrayed them.
Well, I've been doing deep dive on the Mexican American War, and it's like they just got fucked the whole time. Well, I mean that's even like during the Custer, Custer got freaking, those dudes got their asses handed to them, chasing down. They thought they were chasing down a small village, but they're actually chasing down a giant fucking village, and they got swallowed up pretty easily. But there are a lot of battles in Southern California that I've never even just learned about. A lot of massacres. because during the what was it? The Union generals were coming in from the South, coming out here and just finding all the Indians in every town and just massacring them all.
Dude, do you remember
And in
that
the town
movie, The
we
Last
live
of
in-
His Tribe? That
Yeah.
I used to watch that like in elementary
The Last
school.
Mohican?
Oh, that too. The Last of His Tribe, about Ishi, the last one of his people who died of tuberculosis. They had him as like a zoo exhibit. But yeah, Last of the Mohicans was sick.
It's a good movie.
That's how we learned asymmetrical warfare. I mean, the British would actually like complain, be
They're
like they're
slow-ass
not doing it
guns.
right.
They had like 10 movements in their fighting situation that were unnecessary, just that were like traditions and like formalities and shit. And they were just getting murdered because they
Like, what are you doing?
yeah, like just loading their weapon, there was like 4 movements that were like too many and unnecessary, and those dudes just
Their smooth
Like
bore
learning
muskets
forms
with
in
their paper
karate.
patches. They were like
Yeah.
so inaccurate that because the balls would be subcaliber, and then that's why they had to use volley fire. And if the other side wasn't standing, they wouldn't hit. And then that's why they all would line up in the field. And the Indians are like, dude, that's stupid. But they weren't brainwashed order followers, so they didn't have to like
exactly.
die for the
They didn't have
crown.
to deal with all those things. They could just do natural instincts.
Just win. Yeah.
And Custer got all their there was just like a dewy morning, and everyone left their fucking gunpowder out one morning, and like they got all their gunpowder got fucked up, and then they kept Custer kept sending messages to like the other guys that were nearby him, going, "Come fucking help, dude!" And these guys were just like incompetent and didn't go and help him. And then they heard like 3 days later that Custer and all his guys got massacred. And they're all, "Oh shit!" These dudes got their asses handed to them, and they were ruthless. The natives were ruthless with those guys, man.
You know why
It's
they
like,
didn't take
once you fuck with
prisoners?
people enough, like natural law kicks in. You piss off enough people, like your consequences are going to be very obvious and quick. It's not always like that, and people forget.
They didn't take prisoners because there's no point in fighting an enemy twice.
No, yeah.
See, because they
took
knew that
scalps
there was
only.
no prisoner exchange and none of
Yeah.
that. They're going to go back on their promises anyway. So they played for keeps.
Yeah.
Whatever they discussed, food, land, boundaries, intermarriages, etc. They were going as representatives of their own group. They weren't elected delegates that could be lobbied out of their representation, because they were representing themselves as members of their groups. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's a fact. This is where, this is when I understood this is when I stopped voting.
This is where we get back to like what she's about to talk about, and then in Scott Peck, this having a community or a relationship with a purpose, it just legitimizes almost everything you do. These native groups were trying to survive, and they were pretty successful at it until the powers that be came along. But they were able to do it. Why can't we do it now with all this technology, with all this? We have like the universal adapter to do anything in the world to make things better, but we choose not to. Like it's I think what was it? It was Native Americans Day or something recently, Aboriginal Day or whatever they want to call it. Columbus was sent out here to eradicate what was left of the Phoenicians and the Moors in North America, because they knew that there was this big place called North America where people were hiding out for centuries. The native population in North America was kidnapped by the Spanish and the Dutch East India Company and sold all around the world. The natives on the East Coast are black, and the natives on the West Coast are brown. That's the other part of the PSYOP, is that they wanted us to forget about the black part of the natives. They didn't want the future people to know that black people were here first. That's what Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were trying to tell everyone, and that's what got them killed. Is the whole Plymouth Rock thing. Like they tried to tell us they meant something else by that. And it was like, no, these guys were here already. And they were.
What about the black founding fathers and the black presidents and
loads of them.
Yeah.
Like why? How? If it just doesn't make sense to the story. But then and then you look at there's in Africa there are basically slave plantations. And everyone thinks, oh, Africans are from Africa, or black people are from Africa. But no, they were taken to Africa to be bred, to be sold all over the world by some of the scummiest people we've ever seen in history. And
Abrahamic religions, bro. You gotta,
yeah.
They say, what, obey your masters? That's a PSYOP. Exactly, to erase actual civilization.
Yeah. And so this whole Columbus was out trying to make new maps and explore and all this. No, he was sent by people with a lot of money to get rid of what was left of these great empires from Europe, who fled Europe because of they lost wars and stuff. And Columbus was sent here to kill all those people.
The Dominion cult, like Francis Bacon.
Because I realized that the whole thing was a scam. I mean, it's a scam. It's obvious that it's a scam when you can see it from this point of view, that it's a violation of natural law, that it's impossible for me to represent a large group of people. It's not possible. I can only represent myself as a member of the group, and therefore take that group's conscience to one more level as a member of that group, but I can't go beyond that. So that's why what happens is we use parliamentary procedure, which is a hierarchical system, and then it turns into a tyranny over time. That's why it's been stated that democracy is a precursor to socialism, because it's too easy for that majority to be infiltrated. And once you get past that first level, individual people are representing themselves as in front of the group and can easily be swayed away from the group's the greatest good for the group, because they're not a member of all those other groups, all those other people. They're only a member of their group. Yeah, it's a mind bender, it's a mind bender because we've grown up in a democracy. But this is what, where consensus becomes the only way to have equal voice, and it requires patience, and it requires vigilance, because you can, there's been quite a few groups of people that have used consensus in co-housing communities, and then once they overcame the difficulties, the perceived difficulties, and relaxed, then it just became majority rule again. It requires continuous vigilance. So so he's saying, how and where do we go beyond democracy? So he's like, starting to realize, even though he is a member of the Tavistock Institute, but it was in the beginning. I'm sure it was infiltrated and turned. In the beginning, it may have been it may have had a good purpose. But this is a radical idea of his, how and where to go. Do you go beyond democracy? Okay. It says, in the genuine communities of which I have been a member, 1,000 or more group decisions have been made, and I have never yet witnessed a vote. That's very important. Don't blow by that. I do not mean to imply that we can or should discard democratic machinery any more than we should abolish organization. Well, I do personally think that we should. But I do mean to imply that a community in transcending individual differences routinely goes beyond even democracy. In the vocabulary of this transcendence, we thus far have only one word: consensus. Decisions in genuine community are arrived at through consensus in a process that is not unlike a community of jurors for whom consensual decision making is mandated. You know, the only thing people don't like about it is that it's time consuming. But it has to be done. Still, how on earth can a group in which individuality is encouraged, in which individual differences flourish, routinely arrive at consensus? Even when we develop a richer language for community operations, I doubt we will ever have a formula for the consensual process. Well, we do have a formula for it because we have the book on conflict and consensus by C.T. Butler, which has been used by so many large groups in the past. Even when we, I read that. The process itself is an adventure. And again, there is something inherently almost mystical, magical about it, but it works. And the other facets of community will provide hints as to how it does. So he's talking about informal consensus, and C.T. Butler and that other guy, Tim Hartnett, that video that I posted, are talking about formal consensus, which, you know, the difference between consensus and formal consensus are, even formal consensus can be infiltrated and molded if there's government informants, which you guys know for sure. We definitely have government informants in our groups. Let's not be naive here.
Nice.
The way to control or outmaneuver a government informant or a narcissist is by using formal consensus, which has definite roles and a facilitator, and is very structured. And when that's used consistently, those people just can't hack it. They just can't take it, and they leave eventually. So I'm going to just finish this. This is how I had it laid out here. The next subtitle is realism. It says a community of 60 can usually come up with a dozen different points of view. The resulting consensual stew composed of multiple ingredients is usually far more creative than a 2-ingredient dish could ever be. We are accustomed to think of a group behavior as often primitive. Indeed, I myself have written about the ease with which groups can become evil.
Yeah. And this we get back to what we've been talking about for months and months and months, is that in order for a community to survive that doesn't have a solid purpose, everyone has to kind of believe the same thing, because we've been brainwashed at birth to burn bridges over minor disagreements. It's how they keep us from getting together to overthrow them. So in order these days for our community to get along, everyone has to get along and kind of believe the same stuff and not rock the boat with their beliefs. But in reality, what she's saying here, a group of 60 people could have, you know, dozens of different beliefs. And the only way those people could be a successful community is to be on, you know, a level internally with their shadow work, to be able to be okay with people who don't agree with everything they believe in, or believe everything they believe in. And so if you're trying to start a community with a bunch of people that aren't ready for it, it's kind of like all my friends on Facebook, friends who think, you know, who want to overthrow the government, like Konrad here. You know, like, it's like, you aren't ready for freedom, though. Well, the community is not ready for freedom, for sure. And if this is how you're going to go about it, you're just going to end up with the same thing you had before. We have to hit a level with our persons are on the inside, you know, before we're able to deal with these kinds of situations and not turn into a tyrant or a politician or something like that, and just go right back to the fucked up system we had before. Not learning how to become ungovernable, not learning that, knowing 100% on the inside that government is not the way to do things, and that there are other ways of doing things.
Mob psychology is properly a vernacular expression.
It's like the bigger the group gets, if those people aren't working on their shit, the dumber that group gets, literally. Like we have example after example after example of this. You know, people's personal agendas being the purpose of the group. Mark with his, get natural law out, make me famous. Jerry with the help me with my court stuff. You know, like all these people, Will and Logan, make us rich, send us free money, send us money for scams. You know, like all these people, their purpose for being in this movement is not to spread natural law. It's just, this group that doesn't believe the law might be easier. You know, it's like the reason why we have so many real deal scammers in this movement, unfortunately. It's because we don't like the law and we don't like rules, but we don't like policies. We don't like victimless laws. That's back to my original monologue. I keep seeing these dudes that are 10-year anarchists making statements like there won't be private property, borders, security forces, policing, rules in anarchy. Of course there would be. You out of your mind? It's going to look just how it looks today, except everyone's going to be happier because we aren't going to have the boot of government and the taxation of government on our shoulders anymore. We're going to be able to take time off from our these desperate lives. The government keeps us in this desperate zone of, we'll let you keep just enough money to get by, but we're going to take the rest and do shit to people with it. That's bad. And you aren't going to have any say because you're going to believe in the whole reality TV show, the president and all the politicians. You're going to believe this bullshit production and ignore the truth. I can't even. People are just completely stunted for decades. I learned something from Mom Paul, therefore I'm fucking peak anarchist. And free market means I get to buy whatever car I want, and I'm not creative enough to make money any other way but a government job where they tax the shit out of me. Agorism's just too hard, or I'm used to having enough money where I can't do agorism because it's just not enough money. Materialism.
Jeff, did you see that new statistic out that 54% of Americans read at a 6th grade level?
Oh shit.
So it's literally a crime to let people vote, dude. Why is that the basis of the legitimacy of a decision?
It's not. There should be no vote. There should be no decision on anything.
But 54% of people
it's pretty
are
bad.
at
I'm
a
not
6th grade
surprised.
level. That means if you look at the bell curve, there's a bunch lower than that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
There's a
not
bunch.
capable of doing anything for themselves either.
Yeah. And these are, in a society, the least important people. You know, they're not contributing. You know,
Right.
and maybe they're the most important people because they're not contributing. You know, like who knows?
Yeah,
Well, that
they're
is,
the
I mean, the
cannon
useful
fodder, they're
idiot.
Yep,
Not to say that
exactly.
most people
Yeah.
are idiots or that, like.
But they are.
I'm not an idiot, but there is something to be said for the value of large groups of individuals who can be easily controlled, so to speak.
Yep.
Expose
The ones
bad
that'll
actor.
take a $50,000 bonus to sign up to go kidnap humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the new one. But groups of whatever kind are seldom real communities. There is, in fact, more than a quantum leap between an ordinary group and a community. They are entirely different phenomena, and a real community is by definition immune to mob psychology because of its encouragement of individuality, its inclusion of a variety of points of view. Mob psychology cannot occur in an environment in which individuals are free to speak their minds and buck the trend. Community is such an environment. Because a community includes members from different points of view and the freedom to express them, it comes to appreciate the whole of a situation far better than an individual, couple, or ordinary group can. Incorporating the dark and the light, the sacred and the profane, the sorrow and the joy, the glory and the mud, its conclusions are well-rounded. Nothing is likely to be left out. With so many frames of reference, it approaches the reality more and more closely. Realistic decisions, consequently, are more often guaranteed in community than in any other human environment. So I just want to address for a moment the Signal chat. That group that started is right now devising our Constitution, and we're moving in order of what the on conflict and consensus book recommends for the principles, just because that's what we agreed on, since we don't have really a way to
Is she like a putting a community together or something?
I'm not sure.
our own at the
No,
moment.
creating community.
So right after that is nonviolence, and there was a squabble on Signal recently, and have been many squabbles on our new Signal chat over the same thing. And so I think what we've kind of come up with is that, and it hasn't been solidified, I'm just putting it out there right now, that we use nonviolent communication in the Signal chat, and we're probably going to have to do a training on that. Someone brought up a place where we could go and do the training for $10 as a group. And so I think we're going to bring that up at some point and see if people want to do it. But because it says here, you know, that we have to be able to include the dark and the light, the sacred and the profane, the sorrow and the joy, the glory and the mud.
You can't do that with NBC though.
Right now we're still,
So it doesn't really make much
there's
sense.
like a undertone of how to behave on the Signal chat, which, you know, some people have decided is the way to behave, and then others don't know the rules, so they just do their thing, and then they get admonished for what they find to be humorous. So I really feel strongly that using NVC on the Signal chat would be a great solution for that, because what's happened to a lot of people, and I don't know if anyone has noticed this, and they can definitely take a look at it after, you know, if you haven't noticed this, but are you the same person on Signal as you are in person? Have you noticed that there are people who act one way on Signal and act differently in person?
Well, which person is the more genuine one? I'd say the person on Signal's more genuine than the one in real life who's on their best behavior because they're face to face with someone and can get punched in the face.
Or they're both, you know, different masks.
Different masks.
The way you talk to Allie is different than the way you talk to your neighbor or your child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's nice until you get to know them.
In NVC, this is the part where Joanna and I ideologically parted ways, because I'm like,
Obviously.
dude, you're just appealing to the, you know, to the crowd, to the group emotions at that point.
She just like thoroughly contradicted herself though.
Yeah.
She's like, we need to be able to get in all the nitty gritty of everything, but in the main place we talk, we need to not talk about anything but positive reinforcement, and that everybody wants the same thing.
I think this is kind of what Jana
ignore
brought up.
anybody's shortcomings. This is like the same shit.
Yeah, this is kind of what Jana brought up in like what she wrote, that
The
a better
Trivium.
name would be like the
Compassionate.
pursuit of like a compassionate language, sure, where there is members of a community can have some sort of understanding that all members are coming into the conversation in good faith, perhaps, and so there can be sort of like
compassionate communication, as I think she
right, so
called
we
it.
can get past our barriers of our trauma and triggers and all that bullshit. Like, yes, we all have there might be some value in that, but to call it throw the word violent in there and attach violence to words and hurt feelings,
especially in a group of grifters and criminals. Like,
well,
you know?
that's what leaves them open. It leaves it open for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the
Absolutely.
sociopaths can put on a really, composed and professional face. They never get angry because they really don't care.
And you're like, oh, they're doing the nonviolent communication course at the Esalen Institute. Let's go.
And this guy keeps raising his voice, telling us how this is a psyop and aliens aren't coming to save us, and Squeaky Wheel gets kicked out of the group.
Yeah, he's just a product of his environment. It's not his fault, and it's not the person's fault who did that to him, and it's not that person's fault anyway. So we can't judge anyone for anything that they do bad. We just need to talk to them knowing that we all want the same thing, and we can just agree, and all the great things will happen in the world, and we'll live long and prosper. And there's a reason, like I had a relationship with someone for several years based on nonviolent communication. It didn't work at the end. And guess what? Marshall Rosenberg started a bunch of fucking schools in fucking Israel to have the Palestinians and fucking Israelis use nonviolent communication together. And guess what? It's not fucking working.
It's covert ultra violence, dude, because it makes you do the violence on yourself by judging yourself for legitimate reactions.
Judging yourself by not going along with it. Not being able to
slave programming.
Yeah.
Well, evil and lies can hide behind feelings.
It always does.
And then yeah, truth is just, it doesn't matter. It's all relative. It's relativism essentially.
Fix the roads, help the schools, help cure malaria in Africa. And what does
it's all for the greater good. It's all for the cohesion of the community. It's for, etc., etc. People feeling included. Unity. Plur. Peace, love, unity. Respect.
Decorum, respect.
Or I should say social media. Have you noticed that certain people that you know pretty well are totally different people on?
She's got the kind of boomery opinion that social media makes you worse a person. Like you grow claws, like when you get on social media, and I don't agree with that. I think it's just a place where people feel safe enough to say what they actually have on their mind instead of just being quiet all day.
Yeah.
But I think that's what she's trying to get here is like, oh, don't you see that you're kind of an aggressive person online? It's like, but I mean, like back to Jana's video.
Self-censor.
Yeah. Back to Jana's video talking about how they were trying, like a bunch of smart people were trying to figure out if you could mix the trivium and nonviolent communication together. Because, on paper, NBC, I mean, I was duped by 10 years for over 10 years by Marshall Rosenberg on NBC. It seems like a real good tactic,
it may be in certain cases,
and I used it in the field a couple times, like on videos, talking to people at protests, stuff like that, goofy stuff. And it worked a couple times, but it's not what worked was me talking to the person on a closer level than they'd normally talk to and having a deeper conversation with them, not necessarily just whatever tactics Marshall Rosenberg came up with while he was designing nonviolent communication.
Well, that's where rhetoric is not on the exact level of pure logic, right? So
yeah, definitely.
Social media than they are in person. Are you totally different on social media than you are in person?
Not really.
What that tells me is, I mean, I know quite a few people who I don't even know them on social media. Like they just change. Is that the shadow self is being
maybe
animated on social media and is not integrated in person. So if we had a set of very strong way that we talk to each other on social media, then when we were in person, I bet you we would get along a lot better. Plus, we might even be able to integrate the shadow into the in-person again. And then we would be able to use these methods of creative conflict resolution to extract the amazing creative energy that's coming out
I
of
disagree.
the conflict.
This is a recipe for
not just
lukewarm
suppress it.
soup.
Yep.
So that's my goal, because I think that's why
Lukewarm, tasteless soup,
media
like food
or
not
whoever,
bombs
the
soup.
dark occult
You ever had food not
folks
bombs soup?
introduced
Oh,
what they're
dude.
doing is they're
Always terrible.
introducing the idea
It
of
was
Satanism,
terrible in
you
the
know, kill or be
90s.
killed.
It's terrible in the
I have to get mine. It's
2000s.
my freedom movement. I get
Son
to
of
do whatever I
salt.
want. Hedonism over
It's cool.
and
It'll
then they
sustain
introduced
you,
that idea
but
of hedonism
tastes like shit.
Yeah.
over natural law, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And then they introduced these tools.
See, I totally
which
see this,
probably
and
could
this
be
is
used.
the problem. She's falling for it, just like all these other have.
My
It's
feelings.
this, oh, we just have to fucking be nice.
Well, dude,
And
what
the
is
golden
consensus?
rule?
What does consensus mean? It means fucking democracy, bro.
Yeah.
So what if
It
one?
means
person
everyone
is
believing
right?
the same thing.
What if one person is right and everybody's wrong, and everybody in the group is afraid to say, you know what, this one dude is right, aliens are fake and gay, and you know, basically the other 40 people need to change their opinion about that.
And unfortunately, it's the truth.
Yep. Because so yeah, there probably is life elsewhere. It'd be obtuse not to think so. But then again, we're not them. We are humans. And what does that have to do with us? Looking up to these as some kind of big brother, big cosmic sister is like literally the problem, whether you're looking up to a human or any other creature.
Yeah. So what's up with this new thing everyone's telling us about keeping everything out of the public? But then these people are going around talking to people
in
public, talking to their friends, talking to their friends about us, you know, personal information, opinions, you know, like going around talking to several people. Isn't that talking in public? Because it kind of seems like it to me. Maybe on this podcast we got like a couple, maybe 25 more people watching than that would. Then I've been baffled. Like, I get it coming from like Will and all those dudes, you know, because Derek was always like, why don't you fucking contact me in public? I'm like, because I don't give a fuck about you. Like, why would I contact you? Are you out of your fucking mind? You know, like, I don't. So what, we could go hide? We could go talk about the problem where no one's going to learn anything from it. No one's going to see if anyone grew. No one's going to be able to judge who did the right thing. Like, this podcast exists to do this stuff in public. Yet people who've spent 40 episodes on this podcast suddenly decide, oh, wait, you're immoral for doing something publicly. And then in the same breath, talk about how they've talked about us to X amount of people, and everyone is, you know, obviously talking about us behind the scenes, not to us. Instead of talking to us about it, they hide and talk to each other about it. So, like, how is that much worse than me doing what we do, what we've always done on this podcast? It's so weird. Like this, oh, keep it occulted. All of a sudden, group therapy, the live open group therapy show, now there's therapy that needs to be hidden. And this therapy is actually some of the most valuable content that we've come across in 3 years. But you should keep it hidden. Because it's someone who's your friend, and it's like, okay, so we're back to this. So people within the movement or in the friend circle get a special fucking get out of jail free card when they do something wrong.
If I wanted that, I would just become a member of the government.
Yeah.
Ew.
So I don't, because for one, I don't want to go too much into this letter I got the other day. It was just really funny because so many of the points made were so far from being the truth.
Or
And
the assumptions,
the
I would say, like,
well, and then like I thought we did a pretty good job at proving the facts in the case, which was, someone didn't respond to a message we sent them, and instead they went around and talked to a bunch of people on a live podcast and behind closed doors. They've gone around so much that, like I've definitely noticed it. Like, oh, these people are treating me different. That's funny. Yet because I have the big podcast, these people are supposed to have like really good discernment. And they're supposed to be like some of like our best guys. It's just a little weird.
can I say something? I just
No.
do I have permission? I just think it's silly to claim that it's so not virtuous to conduct any of this conversation publicly or engage in any sort of group therapy, and it's somehow more virtuous to behind closed doors and behind backs go and, like what Jeffrey was saying, talk to all of these people
and likely get nowhere with them.
And this is not to say, okay, if they're, bad actors, evil people, bad things should be exposed. Absolutely. But to call out, I mean, this is still like, it's a matter of like drama, right? It's not life or death. As we expose, there was no actual abuse or harm was done here. To act in a way that I would say is not virtuous and then point a finger at how we discuss.
Whoop whoop.
But it's open, right? Like we'll talk to I would love to continue the conversation, or even privately too. Like I will speak for myself. My inbox is open and it has been, and again, I don't want to go into it specifically, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But I've not received any messages back from any of the parties that we were discussing. So,
and for any of these people to expect me to not do something publicly, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard come out of these people's mouths. Jeffrey, on your podcast, it's all about conflict resolution and facing wrong and supporting the truth. I'm so shocked that you decided to do something publicly.
Bro, they triple dog dared you to make things public and then got mad about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
it's exactly
it's a little
like
bit like, yeah. And just like
Alicia should have responded to the message. She knew. But yeah, so there's still big team going on over there, and they still think they won. Which is super funny.
Not even there is no what is even like winning.
They think they're right.
I don't know.
They're right. They're right in this situation.
They have not won till Darren is banned and exiled
because he has a narcissist
society.
Because Alicia and Vivek said so. You should be put in a straitjacket.
He's evil.
And sent back.
Do you remember the blockheads from Gumby?
Yeah.
So what if you had like a blockhead animation, but it had like different people that love the block button? Like that'd be a good like image for the show. Blockheads. I have them
like trash apes.
The blockheads.
I'm putting that as a note for maybe next thumbnail.
So, yeah. So, Jordan Peterson and Mikhaila Peterson
It's Jeffrey's
and his wife,
girlfriend.
and they're not
Let's
doing
do that.
too well. Their health is not doing great.
What do you
Mikhaila
mean by
just had a
great?
baby, and that baby has serious problems. And this is now, I believe, the third baby by that I have seen where a woman did carnivore diet through her pregnancy and her baby had massive complications. This is the third in a row. I had one lady on my Facebook who was a troll, a vegan troll for years, and she got pregnant and she had her kid, and she unfollowed me, so I wouldn't see that her kid almost died. Mikhaila
Dude, that's
Peterson,
sad.
her kid
Yeah.
almost died. Her husband, her dad is dying, and her mom almost died.
Did they
She
ever really
is
live?
addicted to plastic surgery.
Whoa.
She looks like
She looks different.
a fucking, I don't even
filter.
know. It doesn't look like Mikhaila Peterson
She's
to me.
leaning it. I'll say this: she's leaning into an ethnicity that I know she isn't. Perhaps,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that
Like
is.
trying to look
And it's
Latina
not-
or
I'm not even talking-
light-skinned black
She
girl.
just looks really different. She didn't.
Is
need
she
to
trying
do
to look
that,
like a
but-
light-skinned black girl or something? But she's like as white as it gets. These people are like French Canadians. Like you can't get
Destiny's
much more
Child.
white than that. But she's trying to look like either Latina. That's pretty Latina, I would think. Like if she got like if she had a bandana on her head, you'd be like, that's a cholita. That's a cholita. But this basket case, fucking Satanist piece of shit woman, is coming back to beg for money, coming out to beg for attention. Her lion diet, lion, Lying, lying diet.
Lying.
She's trying to get some more. She's losing numbers with her lion diet, so she's got to get something going again. So
Iron Lion
take
Zion.
advantage of good old dad, who's fucking
Like lion
minutes from death
in Zion.
because he's been eating a toxic diet for the last fucking 10 years. And this bitch, fucking, if carnivore diet's so good, why you got to do all this plastic surgery? I don't get it. But anyway, let's see what she has
Hey
to
guys,
say.
I have an update on my dad.
I bet
I'm
you
actually
do.
just going to read this. It's on my teleprompter because this is too hard to explain off the cuff, so I wrote it out. This summer's been exceedingly difficult. Dad was in an ICU suffering from pneumonia and sepsis after dealing with a host of neurological issues this summer that we believe stem
Wow.
from CIRS, which is chronic inflammatory response syndrome due to decades of mold exposure. We don't have-
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Jordan.
out on a limb and say she has an excuse for all this shit. All these problems they're having, she's gonna have some bullshit excuse, and she's already blaming it on mold because the Petersons aren't rich and they don't live in nice houses. They're actually living around mold.
have a better explanation for his neurological symptoms at the moment other than spiritual attacks.
Spiritual, not health related, spiritual. It's because all the libs are praying that Jordan Peterson dies. That's what fucking this dumb ass woman.
Oh, it's magic.
It couldn't be that you're eating one of the most toxic diets a human could eat. It has nothing to do with that.
He's been suffering for the last number of years with unexplainable neuropathy and weakness, amongst other symptoms.
But I thought the carnivore diet was the greatest thing in the world. You guys keep saying it healed
He
you.
would be dead if it wasn't for
They
carnivore.
healed. We're all healed by it.
Fully healed.
So why aren't they healed?
But they worsened
Why isn't your baby healed?
this summer after he cleaned out his parents'
Why didn't it come out healed?
basement after his dad,
It's a
my grandpa,
mitzvah.
passed away.
It's a mitzvah.
We weren't able to communicate
Oy
with dad
vey,
really all of
that
September.
Baby's fully healed.
During the end of the pneumonia, he was diagnosed with critical illness polyneuropathy, which we're hoping
not
is
good.
Why, but
critical
from
illness
some
myopathy, which is bad
You're
enough.
gonna find out that you
That's been
fuck with the
heartbreaking and brutal on top
wrong
of
one.
everything.
You'll find
But
the
after
fuck
almost a
out,
month in the
boy. Fucking
ICU,
track
he's been moved out
apes.
to a less
You're
urgent
in a
floor.
fucking cult.
Praise
I'm
God
not
for
in
that.
your cult.
We're still in the midst of this,
There's a
but now we're
song for
seeing
you.
improvements daily. The timeline for his full recovery is hard to tell at the moment, and I'll update
Disrespectful.
everyone when we
How
have more
dare you.
information. My family's asking for prayers. Like I said, this summer's been exceedingly difficult and terrifying. Dad's condition is complicated by the fact he can't take most medications without suffering from severe paradoxical reactions, which limits treatment options. Like I mentioned, I believe there's a spiritual element at play here. I think a lot of people have felt it in the last few weeks and
it's
months.
spiritual and
It's been hitting my
not
dad and my
health
family hard
related.
this summer.
Give me a
In
fucking
August,
tray.
Dad was brought to the
The
hospital
dumbest
by
shit I've
ambulance.
ever heard
The
in my
newborn
life.
Audrey was also brought to a hospital by ambulance
Oh, your
within
new
hours
daughter.
of each other. It was unbelievable.
Carnivore
This was
diet.
The second
Yeah.
time this summer we had brought Audrey to the hospital after she almost died from near heart failure at 6 weeks old. It was exceedingly
so
rare,
your
and they couldn't
carnivore
find a
baby doctor, your carnivore baby almost had heart failure. I wonder what caused that. You dumb fucking bitch. Mold. Spirituals. Spiritual attack. A spiritual attack.
Not karma at all.
My fucking
cause
god.
for it. She was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary hypertension, which seemed
Maybe this is karma, lady.
Not good. Like we're not,
Maybe-
you know, happy about it.
Maybe these things are happening to you because you've been lying to people about something very fucking dangerous for a long time.
That's what happens when you get like compromised by big money and what is that? Like the intellectual bros, the Huberman, the Rogans,
intellectual
the
dark web.
Shapiros. This is
Yeah.
what happens
Correct.
when you get used as a tool. Like you get used up, and then
She's a Latina, Darren.
Yeah, Mikhaila.
She's Latina. She
struggles with
gets
God.
racist. She's Latina, racist.
Fucking losers.
seems to have resolved. Praise God. But
Praise
it's not
God.
something that happens. No, this
Please
was
support
late
my
July
family. We need
after
money.
Dad and I recorded some episodes of the call-in show together.
You know, the first way to
Everything
praise
went
that
just
God is
really downhill fast after
Abel's
that. Every single day this summer
sacrifice.
and now fall has been like watching a movie. Our family's relying heavily on the Lord through this and seeing miracles around us. We are.
my
And
You see that
I'm
lamb?
also aware that God uses everything for
Unfucking
good.
real.
See that
Now
lamb
So
in the
eventually we'll see why
background?
this is happening or what comes
Yeah.
of it.
That's
My
how
mom
you
and I in
worship that
particular
God,
really
bro.
wanted
You
to reach
off
out
that thing with a knife.
Yep.
ask for prayers to help everyone get through this.
Chop its head off,
Especially
Mikhaila,
for my
you
dad and for
fucking
my mom.
lion.
But also for the nurses and doctors taking care of him, my
She's a
brother,
lion.
and family and friends who have come to support
Eat
us.
that fucking
I
giraffe,
miss my
too.
dad. My brother
It's a
misses his
giraffe
dad.
back there.
My mom misses her
Why aren't
best
you
friend.
eating those animals if you're a fucking carnivore?
Throw it in the air fryer.
Oh, squeeze out some tears. Do it.
Cry.
Do it.
No.
Oh my God. Think harder. Think harder. Jesus. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
Manipulation, mass manipulation of
wasn't gonna cry
millions
during
of
this.
simps. The most pathetic fucking dudes
Fuck up your
we
makeup,
have in
girl.
our
Come
society. Simp for this fucking woman. It's
Wipe on the inner
disgusting.
corners so you don't fuck up your mascara. Come on.
Do it how the plastic surgery doctor told you. You don't want to stretch out your skin.
We'll get our
Whoa.
Crusader capes real quick.
Did she get a butt?
Well, he's
too?
hopefully recovering. And like I said, I'll keep people
Purposely.
updated. He has a team
Ass,
of people,
though. I
including
don't
myself,
know.
continuing
She
his
thinks she's
mission, including
Latina.
Peterson Academy. And we'll be releasing
Yep,
his
see,
We Who
please.
Wrestle
Money,
with
money,
God
money,
tour
money,
to
money,
everyone on
money,
this
money.
show.
We need money.
He's wanted to do for
We
a
need
long time.
money. Simps.
And
Simp
given we think
army.
there's a
Send me
spiritual
money.
element at play here,
Me feeding too.
we believe the right way to fight back is to keep going and push
Send me
harder
some
if anything.
chicharrones.
Life isn't necessarily supposed to get
Chicharrones.
easier when you're doing the right
I need
thing.
some
I
carne
can see
asada.
God's hand throughout this, but it's a lot to handle.
Ándale.
My family agreed or wanted to delay updating everybody because a lot has happened over the last few months.
And we probably because they're like, oh shit, we've been telling people carnivore diet's the healthiest thing for the last 10 years, and none of us are healthy. Uh-oh. Maybe
And
we
then-
should just keep quiet about all this stuff for now. No, Mikhaila, no, I need to go I got bills to pay. I got plastic surgery I need. We need to just get more money. We need to call on my simps and get
The
them
real
to
job
send
is
Papa
for
money.
suckers.
Papa needs more meat. Papa needs more meat.
Papa
The only thing that will help my dad is more meat.
Oh no.
Papa Peterson
His
needs meat.
Oh Jesus.
Mikhaila needs meat. Mikhaila's daughters need meat.
Ay, ay, ay. Chicharrones.
Basta,
Chicharrones.
basta la pasta of
We
the
were hoping
carne.
he would recover faster
Roast
and we
chicken.
would see bigger improvements sooner and have better news. And it was
Better
really a
news.
near-death experience for a long time. So we've been just dealing with this
But
one day at a time.
carnivore.
We still are.
But what
It's
about
been
carnivore?
overwhelming, but it looks like, and we're praying that things are headed in the right direction. He's out of the ICU. So that's the main thing. He's out of the ICU. Like I said, praise God for that. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you to everybody
for the money.
who's reached out.
Follow my
I'll be back
OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
on YouTube, maybe in the next month or so, depending on how
Thank
things
you
go.
for not making me get a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the update.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
guys.
thank you for all this plastic surgery. Thank you for all the meat.
It's what the late JC would have wanted.
Good Lord. Oh boy, anything else we gotta watch? Should we call Seth Boza?
Oh yeah, you gotta. We were gonna do that.
We gotta. This is episode 2 of calling Seth Boza.
We gotta do. we gotta
You
do
guys
it.
number? *69.
My phone's about to die.
I'm gonna hit him with the soundboard.
Plug it in. I think Allie should talk.
I think Will Keller should open up the conversation with a yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we could like just
Fuck
talk to him
shit.
through the soundboard.
Just
That would be hilarious.
Hey. That actually gives me an idea.
Fuck shit. Fuck shit.
Excellent, Smithers.
Fuck shit. Fuck shit.
Yeah, dude.
Fully healed. Fully healed. Fully healed.
Dude,
fully
that sounds like
healed.
Padini.
For a roast chicken. For a roast chicken. For a roast
Dude, Mark,
chicken.
what if Mark calls him and says, "You fuck with the wrong one, boy"?
You're in a fucking cult. I'm not in your cult. Fucking trash apes.
Dude.
Here's a song for
I
you.
think we
Find the
might need to
fuck
do
out,
that.
boy. You fucking losers. You're gonna find out that you fucked with the wrong one, boy.
No one fucking likes you, all right? I wouldn't say no one, but
Not anyone. Come on.
Come on.
You know,
Maybe not
like-
everyone.
beautiful people, not just girls, but, you know, the fellas as well.
Boy.
He's gonna be
You
like,
know,
"Who the hell is
dancing
this?"
is a form of, you know, getting into a meditative mind state. Make you vibrate.
In 2008, things were quite great and whatever. Even though, you know,
spitting.
2008. Things
my
were
level of
fucking
friends
great.
was far from great. And whatever.
Great.
2000 and late.
Oh, taking accountability for cutting me off. I was telling the story and you guys just, you know, cut me off. So
Easy,
you
Derek.
didn't mention that.
Sorry, man.
Thank you.
God.
No,
Yeah,
continue.
sorry.
Go for
Take
it.
a
Yeah.
chill pill,
You're doing
Derek.
great.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, please go on.
It's all good. And I totally, you know, lost my train of thought, and that's fine. It ain't the first time, but that's
Dumbass.
okay, man. Just
Oh, Jeffrey. Expose the bad actor indefinitely.
You're in a fucking cult. I'm not in your cult.
All right, here's the number.
You go *67 at first. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You need to be a black metal singer, chick black metal singer. Oh my God.
No, but
That's
he's a
way
vocalist though.
Okay, you're a guitar player then.
Okay.
Chick guitar player
Synth.
with titties.
With titties. I'm not gonna disclose that over the phone.
You're gonna be like, I got nice titties too, bro.
Slap at the bass.
Slap the
So we could just start
Where-
this band around my titties.
Not
You're the
bisexual,
booking
now
but,
I'm
you know.
nervous.
what about
Manager.
taking accountability for cutting me off? I was telling the
Eric,
story and you guys just, you know, cut
chill
me
out.
off. So you know,
I'm
you didn't even mention that. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
What about
Well-
taking accountability for cutting me off? I was telling the story and you guys just, you know, cut me off.
He's making it really
fucking
awkward. I'm
losers!
sorry, guys. Anyways,
You be able to do it?
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared to talk to Septicus. But okay, so okay, that was the other question. Okay, so regionally, where are we? Where am I? Where does he live again?
You're in the
Walla Walla,
Midwest.
Washington.
You're Milwaukee, the heart of
Washington.
metal.
So
You're in fucking Florida, the heart of death metal.
I'm from. Okay, how
Seattle.
about this? I'm
Deicide was from there.
Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
from
where's he
SoCal.
live
and
though?
I'm-
You sound like a Valley girl though. You're not gonna be able to get away.
That's why I'm saying I'm from
Band manager.
SoCal.
Where
I'm
is
moving.
Seth from? Nobody
Um,
knows where Seth lives. He lives in Norway, right? Doesn't he live in
He's in
Transylvania?
Asgard with Odin.
He's in Transylvania.
Make you vibrate. Yeah, sometimes I
Order of the Dragon.
get a little fired up or worked up or whatever.
You're gonna find out that you
Fuck shit.
You're gonna find out that you
Guide your students, Mark.
You gotta do it.
And it said he's in Washington.
Washington.
Washington
Perfect.
State.
You're in Portland.
Washington State. Portland is not in Washington.
You're in Portland. Oh my god.
So Seattle, originally from LA.
Seattle. Yeah.
You
So like
you manage a band called
Insanity.
In God We Trust.
Insanity. Singer of the death metal band Insanity. Insanity. Singer of the
Doing a
death metal
deep dive
band.
on Insanity, and you wanted to find someone like that but better.
Yeah.
Dude, they were fucking
dude.
good.
Okay, so I'll be like a Mark fangirl, like looking
Yeah.
to start a
Oh,
band like
shit,
like
that's a good
black
one.
and death metal, like Insanity.
But the
I'm in
real
LA,
occult.
but I'm moving to Seattle next month. I'm looking for
But the
bands.
real occult,
The
So
real
good.
occultist.
not the hot topic occult.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm trying to find the
You gotta amp yourself out.
amp myself out. I'm
Why
already
is-
amped up. That's what I'm talking
You were
about.
looking for real
there's
occultists, and you
two
found
T's.
Black Earth Productions, and you were like, "That's
Yeah.
exactly what we're looking for."
Yo,
And
you're
you're
gonna like
called-
haze
the-
me.
You're recording. You're recruiting for. Well, what's it called? Brethren of the League of the Hammer.
The League of the Hammer.
Yeah, the Hammer.
Look at fucking Mark. Fuck yeah.
fucking losers!
There's this one part in this video where Mark goes, "This goes out to all the real Satanists," and it's like Mark's fucking voice because it's Mark, and it's just the funniest thing you've ever heard. We're getting it for the sound club bar, not the sound
awesome.
bar, the sound room. He's all, "This goes out to all the real Satanists." Fucking sick. Black in the death metal. Hot. Why was Mark so hot? Hot death metal dude. Look at that hair. Flowing mane.
You'll find the fuck out, boy! You're gonna find out that you fucked with the wrong one, boy! Fucking trash apes. Here's a song for you. You're not in your fucking meat industry propaganda cult. You're gonna find out that you fucked with the wrong one, boy! You're in a fucking cult! I'm not in your cult!
That's a lot of hair. The bass player's got a lot of fucking hair.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at all that hair.
That's a
Look
lot
at
of
Mark
hair on
headbanging.
like total.
Fuck yeah. Headbang, Mark. Do it. Fuck yeah, get it.
course is so good.
Really
though.
good.
Like his vocals are
Yeah.
fucking sick. I don't know if y'all realize, but we're not even joking. Woo!
Boy.
Make you vibrate.
Woo! Derek, stop it.
Calm down, Derek. Why are you vibrating all the time?
Down.
Oh.
So, am I gonna
You
fucking
call him?
call?
Stuff.
Alright.
Oh, this could turn into a long conversation.
Shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna put it on speakerphone and then put my thingy right up to it, right? Is that the way to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Calling. Number not valid.
Yikes. That was scary. You got lucky.
Wait, hold on. Is it because of no? The star 67 worked last time.
Look, it's the whore and two pimps again.
Wait, who the two? Oh, that's
Darren.
cute. Nice one.
This is not Indian.
Two narcissist pimps.
Narcissist pimps.
Oh, dude.
And the whore.
You guys should start a band, or we should start a band.
Adam's Family whore.
Two narcissist pimps.
Yeah, that's a sick ass metal band.
Thanks for the idea, Final King. Wait,
Two
okay.
pimps, one hole.
Two pimps, one hole.
There is. I knew
One
there was something
hole.
better, like a flow off the tongue.
It's a power struggle.
Who's sitting in the cock chair? Okay, I'm gonna call one more time because I'm like, I almost want to call without the star. No, the star 67 has to be okay, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna do it one more time. Not that it's gonna do the same thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hello. Such Christmas Black Earth Productions.
Black Earth Productions.
Okay.
Boza.
I went straight to voicemail though.
Straight to
Didn't even ring
voicemail.
again. What's up with that?
I'm sure someone told him we've been calling him.
What? He wouldn't preemptively block my number. He wouldn't know my number, right? Or maybe he would.
No, well, if you star 67, it's not even there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
That was
anticlimactic.
episode 2 of Calling Seth Boza.
Woo! What a that was a rush for me, but for no reason.
What else we got?
Yeah, what do we got? Wasn't there something good? There was something good left.
Was there?
I thought there was.
Fucking no. A-U? A-O?
O. No, it's an O-S.
O-S?
How can you not know how to spell Astara hydrogen? You fucking
'Cause I'm
poser.
dumb.
You're not a real fan. Get out.
Where are these fools?
Okay, Astara hydrogen doesn't even come up when you search it. There we go.
There it is. Astara hydrogen, bitches. They only have... no, they got regular videos. I still don't know what I'm talking about.
When in doubt, just go to Healing with Hydrogen at Healing with Hydrogen. We're promoting them, actually. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Papa will.
So if anybody's in the Bay Area this weekend wants to hang out, just up.
Yikes. I mean, yeah, what's up?
We're going to be partying in IRL land.
IRL.
Earth crisis.
We're gonna
Not
be
in
AFK.
She pimps again. What is this terrorist talking about? Terrorist.
Whoa, don't say that. We're gonna get flagged. You ruined the whole stream final.
Don't say the
King.
T word. Don't
No!
say bomb.
It's ruined.
No.
no.
Oh no. What happened?
What happened?
What are you doing,
I
mate?
don't know.
Oh, Papa Will. Look at him.
Papa Will. What do you think Papa Will's going to teach us today, kids? Do you think he's going to teach us some truth?
Peanut butter and
Or
filet
is he
mess
gonna-
sandwich.
Oh, we forgot to talk about how Logan Hart said that if I was a dinosaur, I'd be a Griftersaurus Rex.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He's
That's
got tiny little
if I've
vegan
ever
eyes.
heard
Where did
one.
he say that?
Because I'm selling stuff. I'm grifting people.
Where did he say that?
He said it on a post that I couldn't see because he has me blocked.
Oh, on his own post?
No, on a Padini post.
Oh.
Padini posted about how dinosaurs don't think Jeffrey Phillips exists.
Uh-huh.
And he said he said that I was sent to test everyone. I'm evil sent to test everyone, and that I'm a grifter because I'm
Dino
selling
DNA.
something, right? Because I'm selling a fucking hydrogen therapy scam to people.
When most people hear
This is our guy.
hydrogen therapy,
Was that
they
everything?
think of one
They think of one thing: Ostara hydrogen. Will Keller.
Maybe drinking hydrogen water or
The beat is so good.
inhaling the gas. But the truth is, there are
multiple ways to get hydrogen into your body, and each one has its own benefits. From water to inhalation, hydrogen.
Ostara was the publication of the freaking Armanen Ordinance. Theosophical Germanic folkish occultists. Oh, Hitler used to subscribe to it until he had the author killed.
a lot of buzz out.
Sounds fake and gay.
Yup.
Which ones actually work?
Which ones actually
What later became the Thule Society was into that. Runes and Ostara.
Every day.
Does Will Logan know this chick? Is this a friend of theirs?
Yeah.
Are they? Is this girl taking hydrogen therapy?
She's in the Mr. Peanut Butter video.
Mr. Peanut Butter. That is her, huh?
Kind of does look like that one chick.
Could be.
Yeah.
It's his
Mom.
Reese's side piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why make a presentation like this if you're not trying to fake something? Is this Will writing something? Like, what's with the stock footage?
Got them Reese's Pieces, bro.
For your lifestyle and goal.
Oh my god, I'm tired all of a sudden. It's only been 2.5 hours.
I know.
Bro, they're putting you to sleep with the hydrogen.
They've been leaking hydrogen into my water supply, and it's helping me so much.
I like how they
Sleeping
both
that-
have those ambient same color lights. Matching shirts too. It's like the Starship Ostara.
Oh, what did we watch? We watched something.
Alright.
It's like
Aye,
Will
aye,
was
Captain.
talking about all the supplements he was on or something.
Yet again, here we are. with
Nitrous oxide,
Oh.
Wang
This
booster.
never gets old.
episode of
These guys have
Healing with
what's the disease? ALS.
Heart, and I'm Will Keller.
Oh yeah, you Will Keller.
Oh, I'm Will Keller.
Thought it was Gary Busey.
Yeah.
He's Will Keller.
Will.
We're talking
Hip-hop squeegee.
all about the
Ill Will featuring the block button.
Nice.
methods.
Is asking people a
Pat pattern will.
There are
Hip-hop
quite
squeegee.
few, many of which you've
All right.
probably
I think we're done for the night.
never
We're tired. We're
Yeah.
old. Weak vegans that need to sleep.
Yeah.
Go
I need more protein.
Roast hydrogen.
Roast hydrogen narcissist.
I have no idea.
Surprise.
Surprise. Not Indian. Narcissist.
Where did Final King go? I thought we were
Final
gonna
King, come
comment.
back. What
He's
is
the
this
final
terrorist
king.
talking
He's the
about?
last one to comment.
He is the last king Indian to poop in the river.
Not the horse. Two pimps again. Oh yeah. Oh,
No
fuck.
pooping in the river, Final King.
Yeah, and
What's the
not
poop river?
all
No pooping.
methods are
Do you have a meat feeding tube?
Jordan Peterson's
feeding
going to
tube.
become a hot dog.
Yeah, a crying hot dog.
Crying hot dog.
Some are very
All right.
trendy.
We killed the viewership.
Yeah.
Currently,
See you in a couple days, Darren.
Oh my god. Yeah. Thanks for hanging.
but
Thanks,
there's
y'all.
gonna be two methods that stand out. That are
In 2008.
No. Singer of the death metal.
effective
For a roast chicken.
daily
For a roast chicken.
use and
You fuck.
I have
this. Here's a song for you. You'll find the fuck out, boy. Fucking trash apes.
Let's break it all.
You're in a fucking cult. I'm not in your cult.
Absolutely. So let's just dive right into it, beginning with the first one. Hydrogen baths and topical applications. So what this is hydrogen may be dissolved into bath water or applied to different topical products or agents that can be applied to the skin. So, how it's used, you could do soaking in a hydrogen-rich water bath or applying hydrogen creams or gels to target specific areas. This could be great for specific areas, as I said, for localized pain, joint issues, inflammation, and skin health. And some of the downsides are that the effects are temporary and again localized, not systemic. because hydrogen has so many system-wide benefits throughout the body. This would definitely not want to be your only way of getting hydrogen therapy. So this would be best for things like muscle soreness, skin issues, or inflammation, or supplemental relaxation. Absolutely. A practice that I have done many times, and you know, I love it. But moving on to something that, you know, people have heard more of, and that is the hydrogen tablets and capsules.
Fucking trash apes.
So,
you fucking lose, fucking trash apes. Fucking trash apes. Here's a song. You'll find the fucking trash apes.
That releases
apes.
hydrogen gas in the gut. The tablet would go into water. The tablet itself is elemental magnesium, which creates a chemical reaction in the water.
Fully healed.
No one fucking, dances in 2000.
It dissolve and get cloudy in the glass.
Cheers to the people who did wake up and activate and become peers in the great work. Nothing but admiration and thanks. And this forced shadow work has not been for you. It has been for those who did not respond to the fucking call of freedom. And you guys already know that. I don't even need to repeat that. But I will say with my Vienna lager here, cheers to the people who really did the great work. The ones who really activated, the ones who spoke out, the ones who put the message of freedom publicly out into the world through the creation, the creative expression that came from within themselves to publish and communicate it to those in need of that knowledge. You're my brothers and sisters, and you're my peers in the great work, and thank you.